Okay, cool. So, what teams are playing right now? Where is he? It's a long ID. Wow. Yeah. And in this channel? Oh, is it this first one that Ghost versus? Okay, I don't know who this is. Assassin. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Oh, all right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Checkmate tournament. My name is Eli O. For those of you who don't know me, I am the other white person who likes to stream, in addition to Sikey. So, welcome to welcome to the next round of the Checkmate tournament. We have Ghost versus Discord Kittens. Very curious names, but obviously quite unique, which is something we love to see, obviously. I just said obviously twice, my apologies. But yeah, it's going to be a very exciting matchup. Discord Kittens is made up of a lot of players, if I recall, from the team VTN, who recently competed in the North America European IVT official tournament. And I do recognize a lot of the players from that team are currently on Discord Kittens. So props to them for the name. Really like that. It's pretty cool. And then Ghost is we have a lot of players with Chinese names. As you guys may know, I currently am learning Chinese, but my Chinese reading kind of sucks. So I can only read a couple of these, and I don't even know what they mean, half of them. So we're just going to use the English names because, Chinese is pretty hard for those of you who've never attempted to learn it. So this is going to be a pretty cool matchup. We're going to be getting started momentarily, if I'm not mistaken. But let me actually pull up. Where's my phone? We're going to pull up the chat so we can talk to you guys while we do the stream, because there's obviously, I believe, going to be some in between time. So might as well engage everyone as much as possible. If I can find this. Announcements. For those of you who don't know, I'm also very bad at technology. So I'm what we call a boomer. even though I'm not even that old. I'm only like, how old am I? Like 20 or something? Anyways, let's see. Quarterfinals, day 1. Here we go. All right. What's up, everyone? There's 13 viewers, but only 4 people have said stuff. So if you're watching right now and you haven't said anything, feel free to say something. Now, this is something that I always tell people. If you're uncomfortable to talk in a live chat, no pressure at all. However, if you do have the confidence to do so, feel free to talk, ask questions, or do anything. As long as it's not immature or inappropriate, because we don't condone that behavior. I think, right? Yeah, I assume. Anyways, yes. So we should have our match in a second. But for the time being, how's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, a wonderful Friday or Saturday morning, depending on where you are in the world. You never know. Could have a different time zone. Oh, looks like we do have a round 1 map band pick here. It's going to be the Hunter side for Ghost going first, and the Survivor side of Discord Kittens. It looks like the map ban was, I believe that's Sacred Heart Hospital, and the selected map is Ever Sleeping Town on the side of Discord Kittens. And quite curious, Discord Kittens, of course, being, having map selection. I assume that means if we are using standard tournament rules, Ghost does have the option to select faction, and they actually go for Hunter first. This is very uncommon. We actually see, typically in a lot of global events, we see a lot of the survivors opt to go first. Of course, this game is being heavily survivor-sided. You want to give yourself early momentum, and it also gives your hunter a general idea of what type of hunter they need to play, whether that's a tie hunter, a hunter with win potential, or just go for a 1 kill based off of how well your survivors were able to perform in the first half of that first round. So that would be the typical situation we would see occur in this sort of in these type of events. However, this is NAAU. We have uniqueness on our side, which is pretty cool. So anyways, we also see a lot of more, I guess, hunter sided tournaments for the most part. So you never really know what's going to happen here, but looks like we are going to see that probably come into effect here. Oh, we have someone talking in Chinese. I only know the first 3 characters, so sorry. Yeah, I'm bad. Chinese is hard, dude. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so we'll see how this ultimately plays out. Let's go ahead and look through the rosters real quick. Hold on. If I can find rosters. Here we go. Wait a minute. Oh, wrong channel. Here we go. So since we do have Ghost on the Hunter side first, the Hunter for Ghost is LX. I think that name sounds very familiar. I'm trying to remember exactly what they play, but my memory is quite limited, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I can't quite remember that, but anyways, yeah, so it looks like we do have a Priestess band first. We're getting the picks and bans here for these 2 teams here for Discord Kittens and Ghost. We're going to see, if I'm not mistaken, Priestess was banned first from what I was told. So we will see ultimately a Priestess ban here, which is quite interesting. Typically Steer would be the most common round 1 ban, but it also depends on the type of character you are aiming to play here, in addition to the map selection, which in this case it is Ever Sleeping Town. So you don't want to have to necessarily deal with that Priestess support, of course, here very strong in comparison to a lot of characters. Forward and Seer, I bet, will be the 2 lock-ins for the survivors. That'd be the most standard set of picks here. Actually, Patient. So I guess they could be in preparation of something like a Bonbon. That would probably be make the most sense here. If it's not a Bonbon, then there's no reason not to lock in Seer. So I'm not really sure the idea there, unless, of course, again, it is going to be a sort of chip-style hunter similar to a Bonbon. Let me make sure my computer is charging, guys. Hold on. Don't want it to die during the stream. That would suck. Which I have actually done before. We're going to see Seer band next, so maybe it's not a Bonbon. So then that really begs the question, Forward and Patient. Very curious. Of course, Patient and Forward, 2 very strong characters. Patient being very strong on this map. But you give the option to Ghost to ban Seer and First Officer lock in. Again, very interesting. First officer never really gets banned until later rounds, so there's no reason to lock him in. You could easily take a stronger character here, and then go for the first officer as your last selection, because again, he's not going to get banned, right? So there's really no need to take it early on. But it looks like, I guess, the survivors are going for that psychologist ban here, which could indicate towards a single hit hunter, which again, Seer would be very strong here if that were the case. It looks like Toy Merchant could be the last character. Toy Merchant perfectly fine support here on Ever Sleeping Town. So double rescuer, a kiter, and a support character. Interesting. I'm not really sure what we're going to expect here. So the problem with this team comp is you play very hard into Dream Witch. If it is a Dream Witch, you're going to struggle significantly. Patient, Toy Merchant, not incredible kiters for going against a Dream Witch. You also didn't take Merc. So the idea the idea with First Officer is you pick First Officer because you don't want to get stuff. So as soon as Flywheel is released into the meta, right, First Officer has become more meta. Why? Because Bon has become a more consistent tie hunter than Bloody Queen, because Bloody Queen can struggle against Flywheel. So now we have First Officer that can guarantee rescue against something like a Bon, because he has that 5 seconds of Tide Turner, whereas Merc is less consistent. And yeah. So we'll have to see what the hunter's opting to go for. Survivor traits are locked in here. It looks like Forward has... Okay, so we have Patient... Hold on. Forward has Tide, Patient Flywheel. Toy Merchant has Broken. Toy Merchant has... Wait, Toy Merchant has Broken? Really? That First Officer is Tide. Toy Merchant has... Okay, that's interesting. Toy Merchant never would usually bring Broken, because you just fly away in your catapult, so you lose your Broken Window speed boost when you're gliding out of a window, but who knows? Maybe it's for a different area of the map. I'm not really sure. But anyways, we'll have to see here. So interesting line here. It's going to be Geisha. Yeah, so this is why, because now, you're playing into you're playing a Toy Merchant with no Flywheel against a Geisha. That is a fast kill for a Geisha. And because they didn't take Seer, you have really easy chase targets now. Seer is very strong against Geisha. It's very easy to farm Owl. It's very easy to extend the first kiter's first kite with that Seer Owl. But now that the Seer was banned, they didn't take it. They took Patient instead. Patient gets hard countered by Geisha. So this is going to be really strong for the Hunter side of Ghost here. This is a hard comp to play against Geisha. We'll have to see how it works out ultimately, though. So, anyways, I'm going to take a sip of my Core Power Protein Shake, which I have recently been on the grind. For those of you who know the grind, gotta stay on the grind. You know what I'm saying? The protein grind. And I just spilled, bruh. What am I doing? Okay. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna be into this match in a moment here. Again, we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. Forward has Tide, which means he's actually chaseable for a Geisha. If he had Flywheel, it would be a lot more difficult of a chase. Even Broken Windows wouldn't be bad. Tide Forward is very interesting. We typically, in this sort of team comp, we'd only see single Tide, and Forward would bring something like Flywheel, so it helps him harass easier. And also, if he does get chased, he can kite stronger. So interesting choice for Forward to go Tide Tuner. I guess they're trying to go just as balanced as possible, which is understandable. Again, the difficulty here is that now you have Geisha against very easy chase targets. So obviously, Toy Merchant, very easy chase target for Geisha. You just dash after them when they fly away. And no Flywheel. They have Broken Windows instead, which is... I have a feeling it's really going to come back to hurt the survivors here. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anything could happen, of course. And Patient, of course, has Flywheel, which is good, but Patient gets countered by Geisha. So that's something else you have to consider as well. I think I would have liked to see something like Entomologist or Acrobat. Very strong kiters against something like a Geisha. Also very good against something like Dream Witch, Bon. Very well sort of like diversified characters. Patient is a very good kiter against specific characters, but is not very well diversified against the rest of the meta, which in this case is really going to come back to hurt them, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll have to see here ultimately again what's going to happen. We got a Assassin on the Survivor side. Yes, sir. I'm surprised my bro's not playing Thief today. Thief would actually be good against Geisha. Believe it or not, it actually kind of covers Geisha for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I do know. You just go hold the flashlight in an infinite skill check. But anyways, yeah. So how's everyone doing today? Oh my god, everyone in the chat, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are having a great day. Everyone say what's up. Everyone say stuff in the chat. Everyone just say anything. Like, hi, what's up, whatever. You can say, Eli, you're white. Eli, you're bad. Eli, you're trash. Or you could be like, oh my god, Eli, you're even more trash than everybody else, which is actually pretty accurate. But, or you could just say, what's up. What's up, guys? Okay, anyways. Here we go. We are getting into our selection mode. We are going to have the Geisha on the Hunter side for LX here, for the Hunter side of Ghost. As for the survivors, already locked in, of course. Let me make sure the stream's not like... Oh, it's a little bit delayed. That's why. Okay, I got it now. Figured it out. Technology. Eli, you're white. Facts. Good point. Didn't really think of that one. Anyways. Right. So, just waiting for everyone to lock in their stuff here. Again, we have Tide Turner on Ford and First Officer. Going into the spawn here, this is going to be very crucial. We see Toy Merchant at Graveyard. This is very interesting. So, okay. Toy Merchant at Graveyard is very risky. Toy Merchant really wants to start in a 2-story area. So I would have actually expected Toy Merchant to start at middle 2 stories so you can easily glide away in your glider, or even Corner House for that matter would have been okay. Patient at middle is good, but you want Toy Merchant there. And Patient's actually stronger in Graveyard because you can loop Graveyard very easily as a Patient. Forward at middle is okay for harassment. But the problem is that also opens up Ford as a possible chase target if you're spawning middle. So it might have actually been a little bit stronger for First Officer to go middle. I'm not really sure. But yeah, Toy Merchant at Graveyard. That's very interesting. Not in any 2-story area. So very curious the idea behind this this choice. It also means that there's no option for the Toy Merchant to score with catapults since she's so isolated from the rest of the map. Interesting choice from Geisha to spawn over at Geisha Gate area. I would have expected her maybe to spawn towards the corner of the map more so she could block up the Graveyard Cypher with that ability or with that trait. Does find the Patient very early. So this is a very good chase target. Obviously, we talked about how Geisha is very strong against Patient. She's going to use the hook, and she's going to dash right after she uses the hook, I assume. There's the dash. Flywheel is not ready. Oh, he misses the hit! Geisha's hitbox is horrible. For those of you guys who don't already know, you're going to see him swing. Oh, gets the hit through the pallet there. Early hit onto the Patient here. He's going to try to push for the tram here. Flywheel not available for 9 seconds. Goes for the dash. Can he hook away? He's not, in a very, very fast down on the Patient. There was actually a catapult there, but he couldn't take it because the tram blocked it off. So that is a very unfortunate timing for the Survivor side here. And just like that, LX off to an incredible start here. This is going to be very beneficial for the Ghost team here. And already able to pressure the Toy Merchant Cypher in the process. She's going to fly away on that, but he can easily just break that catapult. Toy Merchant's really going to want to try to grab that other one, so she has another one to work with. But if the Geisha breaks, actually she might have already broken it. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it looks like she did. Okay. And now pressuring the forward as well. This is really difficult for the survivors. We're going to see the forward drop down here, maybe try to go for a rescue. He's footballing to the chair. Oh, Geisha dots down too early. She should have dashed back to the chair. She's going to go back. He has to get this rescue before half. No, it's after half. He does get the hit on chair, but Assassin needs to wait this out here. Good discipline not to go right after half. You want to try to extend as much as possible. Beautiful pallet stun as well. It's going to waste a little bit of extra time here. Yeah, here we go. We're going to see Ford's going to come in, tries to go for the stun. Unable to get that. Is going to get the hit there. And is going to get the rescue off. Hit onto the forward as well, so he's going to get the double down there. Excitement is available. Goes for the stun here. He's going to use he doesn't need excitement, as he does not stun into a wall here. He's going to catch up to the Patient immediately. Patient does have... Oh, no, he used Flywheel. I have a really bad attention span, for those of you who didn't already know. He's going to go down here, unable to use the hook as well. And LX, very beautiful position thus far for Ghost here. And yeah, it looks like Discord Kittens. Not off to the best start here, unfortunately. One survivor down, two, of course, up here, one back to the manor. 3 Cyphers still remaining. And does he spot out where they're healing? Looks like no. He catches sight of the First Officer. This is the one saving grace here for the survivors. Obviously, First Officer, really not a great chase target, obviously. So he's not going to want to spend a lot of time here. He's going to want to try to find where they're healing, but he doesn't actually see them. So Well, now he does. Okay, he has sight of Assassin, the forward. He was able to get a pocket watch. So I think that was probably from... Oh, he goes down here! He doesn't use the watch! The forward does not use the watch, and he's going to go down very fast. That's very... Yeah, not... very unfortunate for the survivors. I would say Geisha definitely on track for a 4-kill here. They have one Cypher Machine 50% of the way done. But the last two, almost no progress at all. And again, this team comp, it's so hard countered by Geisha. It's so scary to play this comp against a Geisha, and it just really didn't work out here. And you really see Alex taking advantage here. He's going to go ahead and dash back to chair here, trying to cut off the first officer to the best of his ability. Swing and a miss. Like we say in baseball, for any of you who watch baseball, probably nobody, because apparently baseball is... Oh, we see double pocket watch! Oh my god! We never get to see this. This is kind of cool. Kind of losing my breath. I'm going to take a sip of protein shake. 1 second, guys. Alright. Oh, Geisha switches to Blink here. He's going to use that Blink down onto the forward. Typically, you don't want to have to switch to Blink as your second trait because it gives less map pressure as the game progresses. However, in a position where you have incredible Cypher control, not really incredible Cypher control, let me rephrase that, limited Cypher rush, you have the time to kind of just switch to that Blink here. We're going to see first officer pop a Cypher machine there, but still, they still need a full Cypher and a half to go, and one of those Cypher's machines is in Graveyard. All he has to do is farm this forward, and this should be a winning position for the Geisha here. And goes for the swing, not a Terror Shock. He is able to get the rescue up, but forward again, no flywheel, no trade. He's going to go down right away here. And that is going to be 2 survivors back to the manor with still 2 Cypher machines remaining. So this is looking on track for a 4-kill for LX here. Beautifully done thus far. And again, it really creates a position where Patient spawning 2-story instead of the Merchant, it's really coming back to hurt them. Patient, obviously, spawns Graveyard. You can loop Graveyard a lot easier. Of course, it is difficult against a Geisha, but Patient is cracked in Graveyard, dude. It's cracked. So why would so spawning Graveyard obviously would be very beneficial. But, again, we see Discord Kittens. They're trying their best. They're not giving up. This is good. They're working hard here. We're going to see what they can do, but, this Geisha is just very impressive thus far. We're going to see him go ahead and vault here. Not going to use the glider just yet. I think he's trying to conserve it. I don't think it's on cooldown. Yeah, he's just going to conserve it here. Oh, does run a little bit into the Geisha here and goes for the mind game. Does he have flywheel? He just runs into the Geisha and goes down. So yeah, that's going to be a down onto the Toy Merchant here. And again, no flywheel. This is really, it's one of those situations where you'd love to see that flywheel on the Merchant, but unfortunately wasn't able to utilize it here because, of course, he does have broken windows. So we're going to see him going to look for the first officer here. First officer searching through a chest here. What does he get? I didn't actually see. Wait, was he searching through a chest? I don't know. Wait, did he stop? I think he stopped searching through the chest. Huh. Not really sure what's going on there. But anyways, we do see that LX has caught sight of the first officer here. Toy Merchant is going to pop that self-heal. Going to go ahead and try to at least push through these last Cypher machines. First officer needs to get as low as possible. Goes for the blink! Beautiful blink from LX onto the first officer here. And he is going to get the down, heading back over to Corner House. He does know most likely the general location of the Toy Merchant. And he's going to utilize that game knowledge to his advantage to locate this particular character. I don't know why I'm trying to sound fancy, bro. Anyways, he's going to go back to Graveyard here. Has caught sight of the Toy Merchant. Does have the broken window, so she can utilize this here to get that speed boost. Geisha going to go for the dash here. Doesn't get the skill check off, unfortunately, and Geisha will be able to get the down here with his charge attack. Now, all she has to do is go back to the first officer one more time, secure that down, and this is going to be 4 survivors out of the game here. And a 4-kill for the Geisha. We are going to see the surrender there. And a beautiful 4-kill for LX. That's going to be a 5-0 game in favor of Ghost here. And yeah, already putting themselves in an excellent position. Start with the first half of this first round. And now I really can understand why, again, we talk about how a lot of teams love to choose Survivor first because they want to gain that early momentum with the Survivor side. And that also allows the Hunter to know, again, what type of Hunter they need to play. Do they need to play a tie Hunter? Do they need to play a win Hunter to try to get a win? Do they need to play a Hunter that's going to get them 1 kill for sure? Whatever it may be, right? And in this instance, the hunter went first, and now the survivors know they just need to get one out, so you can play tie characters on the survivor side. So this is something we see very common, a very common situation in NAU is that we see the hunters go first. Hunters have usually been more successful than survivors in NAU, so we've seen that kind of be the main strategy here, and that really worked out for Ghost so far in this early round. So yeah, so 5-0 beginning here for Ghost, which is yeah, definitely what they want to see. So good start for them. And we see the overall data time. Yeah, no kites over 60 seconds, besides the Toy Merchant and Forward. But of course, the Toy Merchants was late game, so not very relevant at that point in the match. And Forward's just a little bit short, unfortunately. And he wasn't able to use that pocket watch. I think that was very important. The fact that he wasn't able to use the pocket watch, fast down onto the to the patient as well was very crucial. So after half rescue, just a lot of things that just the Geisha really took advantage of, and it worked out very nicely here. 2 full ciphers remaining. Actually, they had one at about 70%, but they still needed another one, something like that. So yeah, it worked out nicely for Geisha here. So well done. My mom would down you in 15 seconds. Her tree witch is nasty. What are you guys talking about, bro? Michiko. Well played, yeah, definitely. Well played, Geisha. Well played. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it really just took advantage of the team comp. I mean, this comp is very good when you're preparing for something like a clerk or a sculptor or a bonbon, because what happens is against something like let's say clerk, for example, right? Patient's very good kiter against clerk because you can just loop graveyard forever, right? Well, not forever. You can loop it 3 times, maybe 4 with a vault, vaulting the window. You hook the other 3, whatever it may be. You make a lot of distance. You chase Toy Merchant. She gets on her glider. She flies away. She makes a lot of distance. Toy Merchant's very good against clerk. You can't chase first officer, obviously, because of watches. You don't want to chase Forward because Forward's a good kiter against clerk. Although Forward actually didn't have flywheel or broken, so it would have actually probably been a fine chase target if you went for the Forward there. Again, Forward having broken or flywheel, I think could have made a difference. Maybe at some point, I'm not really sure. But typically we'd see Forward break flywheel in that situation. But yeah, the Geisha took advantage. The Tide Turner, obviously, Tide Turner is nice, but you really only need single Tide in this meta for the most part. Of course, Forward can just harass after rescue, even if it is like a farm. The Forward can harass, can body block, whatever it may be, stuff like that, right? So that's also something to consider. But yeah, against something like what was I saying? Against something like a clerk, yeah, Toy Merchant's great. You can glide away, get to a 2-story, glide away, make a lot of distance, very hard. Keeping that distance against clerk is very crucial. I think that was the idea of probably the broken windows with the Toy Merchant. She can constantly create distance if it was something like a clerk, but it wasn't, so it kind of came back to hurt them a little bit there. Or even worst case scenario, you can just switch it up. Toy Merchant can go Tide, because Toy Merchant doesn't need broken usually, because she's able to glide out the window, and she can also fly all the way up to the chair uninjured and get a rescue. So you can go Tide Merchant, you can go Tide Officer before it gets flywheel. You want to give the Forward flywheel if possible. In this comp, there was definitely a lot of combinations they could have done so, but they really prioritized Merchant being the main kiter there. And unfortunately, it just didn't work, because again, Geisha counters Merchant, counters Patient. Again, if it was a Bonbon, Patient makes the distance against the Bonbon, make distance against Sculptor, same as Toy Merchant. Sculptor, Bonbon, Clerk are all characters that struggle against good transition kiting. And this comp is very good for that. You have 2 not very good chaseable targets, being Forward and Officer, and you have 2 kiters that have great transitioning abilities. So that's kind of the idea. But Geisha, what does Geisha do? Geisha counters transition kiting. So, you're playing a sort of like a comp that counters transition, like hunters that struggle against transition kiters. Wait a minute, yeah. But Geisha counters all that, so it just kind of, Anyways, here we go. Second round, Seer Band is going to be the first band for the hunter side here. We're talking about how cracked DTM's mom. Okay. Looks like we're going to see Forward and Priestess locked in. This is the most standard set of lock-ins, definitely. With a Seer Band first, Forward and Priestess. On Ever Sleeping Town, very standard, very common. We're going to see Acrobat Band next. I think that's Acrobat, right? Yeah, Acrobat. Which is also not a bad band. Barmaid here. Huh. If he's gearing up to play Dream Witch, he would have banned Barmaid or Merc second, not Acrobat. I mean, obviously you can ban Acrobat as well. It's a good kiter against a Dream Witch, but Barmaid is stronger typically, so I'm really surprised we see Acrobat. Maybe he's not trying to play Dream Witch. I don't think he's going to play Dream Witch. But then why ban Acrobat? I guess Acrobat's a good kiter in general. Not really sure. This is curious. We are going to see... No, there's Psychologists, so they can just pick Grave here or Merc. Just pick Merc and you have no chase targets. You have no good chase targets. You hard counter Dream Witch, right? I would think. And you just go Merc here, and you're chilling. And then this puts the hunter in a really difficult position. Not a lot of great chase targets. Priestess, not really ideal. I mean, it's honestly... Oh, they're going Patient. If he goes Dream Witch, now it's easier to play Dream Witch. If you went Merc, it's harder to play Dream Witch because you don't get a lot of good chase targets. Now Patience, not a bad chase target for a Dream Witch. It's not incredibly easy, but it's not bad compared to something like a Merc, obviously, right? Or a Barmaid or whatnot. So maybe he's not playing Dream Witch. I don't know. We're gonna see. We'll see in a moment here. We must have patience, guys. If you haven't noticed yet, my accents are horrible. I always try to do these like accents and stuff. It's really bad. What happened in the first half? First half was a 5-0 in favor of Ghost. Yes, 5-0 in favor of Ghost. Someone says hi, Ali. Ali, you must wait. Is it this Ali? I don't know. If it is this Ali and you're listening, Ali, someone said hi to you. You can go say hi to your buddy in the chat. All right. So we'll see what we have here. Looks like oh, Ali says hi back. Ali says hi back. Yay. Okay. Anyways. We're waiting for our traits here and our hunter selection. Looks like we have Forward with Tide. Priestess with Flywheel. Wait, Forward with Tide Flywheel. So Forward's going no borrowed time. This is interesting. This is a very uncommon strategy, but it does come up once in a while. So very curious decision. We'll see if it ultimately plays off. This could be the difference between the match not working out because you pop the Cypher when Forward's first kite. That'd be really bad. Or it could work out. We'll have to see. Patient has Flywheel and borrowed time. And I would imagine Priestess probably has... I don't really know, actually. Forward obviously is going to have Tide in this comp. Oh, Priestess has Flywheel. Oh, so it's just single Tide Forward. Okay, that's reasonable. But the only problem is if Forward gets chased first. That's really bad. Because then you don't borrow time. And you lose your one Tide turner. It looks like we're going to see... Oh, Breaking Wheel here. Okay, so no Dream Witch. So I guess this is sort of like I think he was gearing up to play Dream Witch, and then he saw the comp, and he's like, I don't really want to play Dream Witch against this. But I feel like it's not bad. Like, this is not a bad comp to play Dream Witch against. Like, there's definitely worse ones. Like, if there was Merc instead of Patient, that's really bad, because then you have unchaseable targets, right? And you have... Your best chase target is probably a Priestess on Ever Sleeping. Maybe Forward. Maybe. You can't chase Merc. You don't want to chase Barmaid. But because he went Patient, it opened up a few decent chase targets for a Dream Witch. So I'm really surprised he didn't go with a Dream Witch based off of these bans, right? Obviously, Seer, Acro, Psych are Dream Witch bans. You don't ban Psych if you're playing Wheel. So I don't think he was planning on playing Wheel originally, unless he was trying to bait them into playing a character that's not good against Wheel, but better against Dream Witch. But Patient's very weak against... Not very weak against Dream Witch. Not exceptionally strong against Dream Witch. Decent. But then also, Patient's very good against Wheel. So... Yeah, this is interesting. We'll see. We will see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, you didn't say... You gotta say hi to Admin Kelsey. Say hi to Admin Kelsey. Did I pronounce that right? Hopefully. If I did not, I deeply apologize. My pronunciation is very bad of many things, especially people's names. All right. Here we go. Hold on, guys. I gotta finish my protein shake real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, we're done. We're done with that. Now I need some water. Okay, here we go. We're ready. I think. Anyway, so basically, we can talk a little bit about how these spawns are gonna look. I think most likely, the complex patient barmaid. Okay, so barmaid's gonna want to position themselves in a strong area for going into wheel, which probably means graveyard. Graveyard window is very strong for going into wheel, so I'd imagine barmaid will try to position towards graveyard area. We would expect priestess to spawn somewhere towards the middle of the map, whether that's middle 2-story or middle cipher, so she can explore those portals. We could actually see priestess go middle 2-story, so it's a hard chase target. Then Ford go direct middle, so it's unlikely he'll get chased. And then you have patient maybe take something like corner house, definitely a possibility. That would probably make the most sense. Again, on Ever Sleeping Town, you want the priestess to be to the middle of the map as possible, because you can create a lot of portal networks, basically, whether that goes from graveyard to middle to corner house, to fake gate, to garbage corner, or whatever you want to go, right? To 11 area, you can create a network of portals that go everywhere. So you want priestess in the middle of the map because of that. So I'd expect barmaid to go graveyard, priestess middle 2-story, Ford direct middle, and patient somewhere towards corner house. But we'll have to see exactly what they go for. Looks like we are going to see barmaid is a graveyard, priestess is a middle. Ford's going a little off of middle over towards fake gate. Interesting spawn for Ford here. The only downside to this for Ford is, like, you're kind of away from the middle. I think it would have been stronger for Ford to go middle 2-story, because it's easier for him to harass. If a survivor needs to cut through the middle of the map, Ford can harass and get to that survivor no problem, because he's already, center map. Now that he's off to the side of the map, it's more difficult to get over there. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to hurt the survivors, but then again, priestess can also put a portal towards the middle to get the Ford towards the middle of the map a lot quicker. As long as the communication and teamwork is strong, survivors should be able to position themselves very well with these spawns. We also see, of course, Graveyard Cipher is locked based off of that spawn. He's actually going to chase Ford, and this is where things can get a little bit sketchy for the survivors, because if Ford does go down quickly, then there's no tide turners, and there's no borrowed time on Ford. So if he gets the last tider and they pop the Cipher machine, he's not going to be borrowed time to work with. We're going to see Ford football early. He's going to football all the way to the pallet, so he can't get trapped here. Of course, there's the overhang of the 2-story. And we're going to see Ford just try to kite in this area as much as possible. Breaking wheel. He needs to break this pallet. You cannot not break this pallet, or he's just going to stay here forever, essentially. And we're going to see him transition back around the side here. He does crash a little early. That's not good. Breaking wheel can hit the trap right here. This can position themselves really well. He has to use the last bit of football to get to this last pallet. Misses the swing there. Flywheel is now available. He needs to dodge the trap and then flywheel the swing. He's got a flywheel early. Does get trapped in the process, but he can live this. No, he's going to run away from the pallet, which means he might get this pallet here. Goes for the blink, and he is going to get the blink down. So he does force out the blink. So not bad. He does force out the blink. But the problem here for the survivors is that you have no tide turners available now. And this is at best on track for a draw, and Ford doesn't have borrowed time. So if you do manage to try to push for a win, Ford's going to go down immediately at the end game because he's not able to get up from borrowed time. So Ford getting first chase here is not ideal. This is a big downside of not carrying borrowed time. Of course, the tide flywheel effect, it is totally reasonable to bring that sort of strategy, but you're also putting yourselves in a lot weaker of a position than you'd necessarily like to be in. So we'll have to see. And we are going to see, of course, a lot of flywheels. I think it's, 4 flywheels, right? Just really trying to counter the breaking wheel, counter the dream, which if possible. We're going to see Chris is going to go ahead and portal through the middle 2-story building here. Not middle 2-story, whatever building this is. And going to go ahead, try to go for the rescue. Gets cut off very early, so breaking wheel doing an excellent job cutting off the rescues. Are all 3 survivors rescuing? No. Someone's going to corner house. Okay, I was like, what is happening? What is this? What is happening, guys? I don't understand. We're going to see Patient coming for the rescue. He doesn't want to farm. He wants to try to force a hit. He needs the body block. Is able to get the body block. That is a really crucial body block, because now Ford can actually extend his kite for another 20-30 seconds at least, because he forces into wheel form, and he doesn't have full presence, so he can't immediately snap, and he needs 2 spikes to snap him down. So that rescue and no farm there is really, really important. He's able to get 2 spikes, but Ford can, he's going to get snapped, he's going to go down. But he did waste about 20 or 30 seconds there because of that body block. And that is key for the survivors to be able to push for a draw. Now, that could be the difference between a 4-kill and a tie here for the survivors. We're going to see the chair for the Ford. He's going to be eliminated back to the manor as the rescue was after the halfway mark. He's going to go ahead and push through this portal, taking this down, heading, I imagine, towards Vacate. Does catch sight of the barmaid. This is really important that he found barmaid. Priestess and Patient can kite wheel on this map for a long period of time. Barmaid has no kiting skills besides the speed drink here. He's going to go for the trap. Gets the trap onto the barmaid. No flywheel available. And she's not able to flywheel in time. A very fast down onto the barmaid. And if there's any chance for Anonymous here to get a 4 survivor elimination, it is another fast down here in this situation. One Cypher Machine, 60% progress, but they haven't started on the last one. And this is where Breaking Wheel, a hunter with incredible map pressure, can get very scary and pressure the Cypher Machines in the late game. We're going to see the Patient probably be the one coming for the rescue here. No Tide Turner again available for Patient. I don't believe. I think he has... he's going to actually flywheel the wheel for him. I'm not really sure why, because he can just kind of get spiked again. I guess it's fine. It wastes a little bit extra time. Okay, I kind of like that, actually. I kind of overlooked that a little bit. Good job from the Patient. But he needs to make sure he gets this rescue before half. If he gets it after half, this could be a win. Beautiful rescue for the Patient. He pulls off the chair just in time, so he does not get terror shocked. Can Barmaid actually take the tram here? No! Oh, but the breaking wheel gets hit! The breaking wheel gets hit by the tram after she uses the drink. So now Barmaid can probably get this heal off and be able to rebound kite. And that is the difference maker in this game. If the survivors are able to tie or win for this position, it's because of that one play right there. If the tram did not hit the breaking wheel there, he can catch up with the Barmaid. He can blink her before she goes down. Misses! No, she misses the timing on the full presence. So, and gets the trap. He doesn't even need blink. So... maybe I spoke too soon. This is a beautiful turnaround for the breaking wheel. Excellent makeup. He made up that position very nicely here, and this is why Barmaid is such a weak character against the wheel, because even if you're able to heal yourself, he can just down you instantly again. So we're going to see chair near the last Cypher Machine. Of course, it is already popped. And the last Cypher, they're starting Graveyard. Why? Vacate Cypher is 70% of the way done, so they are doing an entirely new Cypher Machine here. When they have one, beautiful flywheel from the Priestess. That was crucial. If she does not flywheel that, she does not get that rescue. We're going to see a Priestess portal away here. Barmaid's going to try to take... oh, he goes back into wheel form. He could have potentially hit the Barmaid there. He's going to go to the last Cypher Machine, but it doesn't matter. They have Vacate Cypher at 70%, so if he goes and kills the Patient, they just do that last Cypher Machine. There's no need to even heal up here. Just push the last Cypher. Yeah, they're going straight to it. Priest is going to portal through there, and they're going to go ahead and try to wrap that one up there. Onto the Patient, is able to get the snap down here onto the Patient. But I kind of like messed up my camera. What did I do? Not really sure. How do I change this? I don't know. Anyways, I'm done. The camera follows something. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, there we go. It's better. We are going to see him try to pop the last Cypher Machine here. 82's not enough, and Barmaid's dead on chair. So if he downs the Barmaid instantly, there's one spike. No flywheel. There's the snap. And yeah, they can't finish that last Cypher Machine in Graveyard. It's only 60%. Barmaid back to the manor here, and this could be a win position. Now, the biggest problem is he switches to abnormal. No! He switches to abnormal, but that Cypher Machine in Graveyard's 80. They're going to be able to pop it. He should have switched to teleport. He needed to switch to teleport. If he switches to teleport, he can teleport to the last Cypher. Every survivor on that Cypher Machine is one shot. If he switches to teleport and teleports there, that is a 4-kill. Now that he has no detention and no other option for trade swap because he's wasted abnormal, this should be a 1 survivor escape here. Or if he still had blink, he could have down Priestess right away here and gone to the gate and still got a 4-kill. But he doesn't have blink, and he doesn't have snap because, or he does, but he's not going to be able to get a kill from it. Priestess is going back here, does not have flywheel, I assume. Patient can get the gate open, and the no teleport switch from the breaking wheel, unfortunately, is going to cost him that 4-kill. They are able to get 1 survivor out of the exit gate here, and that is going to be a round win here. Round 1 win here for Ghost. Yeah, I mean, the survivors, again, you know, they did what they could there. Priest is going to get up. She's just going to go down. Oh, no, gets the flywheel off. Okay. Staying alive a little bit longer here. Can she make it to this portal? Looks like no. She has one, but she has to use it. Breaking Wheel kind of just trapped her. I think she should have probably just pushed for that that portal there, and that was kind of her only real chance. Now she's kind of just dead here. Nice mind games for the priestess, but it's not gonna matter. No flywheel. Nope. Somehow live in this. Oh, runs into the trap. Okay, there we go. And that's gonna be the 1 kill. Sorry, the 3 kill, 1 survivor escape. Yeah, big misstep from the wheel there, unfortunately. Just, I guess he thought. I think the thought process is that if the thought process there is that if he's able to have normal that cipher and get to the graveyard one and graveyard one's not primed, then he can win the game. Because if you go to graveyard cipher, you kill 1 survivor in graveyard, the other survivor goes and pops the last cipher machine at corner, or sorry, at vacate. But if it's abnormal, then you can't pop it. But the problem is they had enough progress in graveyard, so it didn't even matter. So now he just needed to teleport. He could have killed both survivors in grave pretty easily. You teleport, trap, hit one with the M1 basic hit, go into wheel form, spike the other, snap, 4 kill, GG. But yeah, just missed it there. Missed prediction. And it's hard to predict Cypher progress in that situation. But yeah, just survivors were able to take advantage of that. And it's going to be a 6-3 win in terms of points here for this round for Ghost. So well done. Well done on that one. And you really see why Breaking Wheel is just not what it used to be, right? You know, there's so many situations. I mean, fast down for the wheel, onto the forward, fast down onto the barmaid. Doesn't even matter. I think for the wheel, I think you probably should have left barmaid slugged instead of sharing. I think the fear is that if you leave barmaid down, she self-heals and heals herself with her drink, so it's kind of annoying to have to deal with that. But I don't think he really has enough time. He keeps trying to share barmaid, and he didn't really have enough time to do that. He needed to play the slugging strategy earlier, and he never really played it at all, and that worked out for the survivors to get that 1 escape, so... yeah, there you go. 6-3. I need to stretch my back. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay. Bro, is my phone not charging? No. 10% battery. What is this? There you go, 6-3. Round number 1 for Ghost there. You know, I'm really interested to see how Discord kittens will come back from this. I keep having to say Discord kittens. That sounds so. Bruh. I'm really interested to see how they'll come back from this, considering that, you know, in that round 1 situation, they don't have to deal with Geisha anymore. You can ban Geisha, then you can play those transition Kiter comps, right? Because Geisha's gone. So, would have worked anyway if he had saved Trump card. Yeah, it would have also worked if he saved Trump card. Because if he saved Trump card, he can immediately he can blink Priestess and Graveyard after the Cypher pop, and then go to the Patient, and he would have had enough time to get to Patient before the gates open. Teleport, of course, would have just been straight up stronger. You teleport immediately, kill someone, kill the other, GG, whatever. But and there you go. I got a really bad mosquito bite on my leg last night. It kind of hurts. Ow. I don't even know how. It was so cold last night. I thought mosquitoes didn't come out when it's cold, but I guess not. I guess I don't know mosquitoes very well. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, we are just waiting for. It looks like we're gonna have a church ban and Arms Factory lock in. I assume that the what happened last time? I assume Discord. No, wait. Ghost. I assume Ghost ban maps and Discord kittens locked arms, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let's see if we can check with. Let me just confirm this. Ghost pick map. Ghost pick map. Wait, really? So then last round. Am I tripping? Wait, let me look at what happened last round. Let me refresh my memory. Oh, I guess for like Hunter and Survivor, like from last round, it doesn't say who picked it last round. It just shows the Hunter and Survivor. Okay, I guess I was trying to look at both at the same time, and I was just kind of like, bruh, my bad. Okay, I get it now. I get it. I'm dumb. My bad. Okay. So Ghost picked No. Ghost picked Arms, and Discord Kitones banned Church. Which is actually curious that we see an Arms lock. Maybe they won't ban Geisha anymore. Because with Arms Factory, Geisha's not very strong on Arms. I mean, I guess she's fine. It depends on, like... I mean, Geisha's one of those hunters you can play on, like, any map, to be honest. So it's kind of like... I don't know, bruh. Wait, no, Ghost did ban map last time. Wait. No, I'm just stupid. Yeah, I'm just dumb. Discord can shows ever sleeping. Yeah, my bad. I don't know what I'm I don't know what I'm thinking, dude. I'm all over the place today. My bad. Anyways, all right. Right, so it looks like we're gonna have Ghost on the Hunter side, and we actually have Discord Kins choosing Survivor, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, this is pretty standard to pick Survivor first, as we talked about. And yeah, let's see what they can do on Arms Factory here. Again, not really sure about this LX player, what else they can really play. Obviously, we saw the Geisha in that early round 1 there, but we'll have to see what they're gonna have to go for as the rest of these matches continue. So yeah, we're gonna say Seer ban first. Of course, it is 2 Survivor bans, 1 Hunter ban. I would imagine maybe Seer forward, probably the most common. Is that a Dancer? Seer Dancer is more of a Japan style strategy. We've also seen it a little bit in China IVL. Surprised we're seeing that banned here in NAU. I haven't really thought that sort of meta has influenced NAU, at least thus far, since being used in IVL in Japan. However, maybe it is a possibility, and I just haven't been paying attention to like anything. I don't know. Will they ban Geisha is the question. Arms Factory Geisha, again, it's not like Ever Sleeping. Ever Sleeping Geisha is pretty good. Arms Factory Geisha is like not that good. Yeah, so they're gonna ban the Sculptor instead. They're gonna take the Geisha, which is again perfectly reasonable. We did see that Ghost was able to ban Dancer, and Dancer does counter Geisha. So does Seer. So getting rid of 2 very good characters for Geisha. We're gonna see Barmaid. Barmaid is not as good against Blink Geisha. Barmaid is good against Hunters where you can take a hit and transition very well and get your heal off. Barmaid is not very good against Geisha. We're going to see Patient banned as well, which is interesting considering that Patient struggles against Geisha. So we're probably not seeing Geisha anymore based off of that. Survivors I would expect to take forward as soon as possible here. Mechanic? Okay. Well, I did not expect that. Mechanic is not not much of a meta character at all anymore. I mean, sometimes you see Mechanic where you need to tie, but like, Discord Kittens are losing this setup so far. They want to win this round, so the Survivors want to try to play aggressive here. They don't want to play conservatively. They need to play more aggressive to try to work their way back into this one. So Mechanic is very interesting. Again, Mechanic, a character that you play when you want to work yourself, or you want to hold a lead that you already have. Discord Kittens don't have the lead, Ghost does. So they're really, they're playing like a conservative route in a position where they need to be aggressive. So I don't know. This is very interesting. This could definitely come back to hurt him here, but we'll have to see ultimately how it works out for them. First officer here, just of course in preparation of Bon, I would imagine. Again, curious, no Merc. Merc would be more standard. However, if it is a Bon, first officer is better. First officer is guaranteed rescue, whereas Merc is not. Merc can get stuffed by a Bon, first officer cannot get stuffed because it does have that 5 seconds of tide turner. Maybe the mosquito was cold too, I just saw that. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Anyways, yeah. Let's check what my phone's at. 8%. Yo. The problem is I'm trying to charge my iPad and charge my phone at the same time, but I only have one charger. So it's kind of just like I gotta switch between them. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Just making sure this is good. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So waiting for the Hunter ban. They actually banned Antiquarian as well, which is interesting. Looking at the traits here, first officer, of course, with Tide Turner, Ento with Tide Turner as well. Huh. Barmaid with Flywheel, Mechanic with Flywheel. Ento with Tide. I guess that makes sense, but again, this is a single. This is the kind of meta where you only need single Tide. Like, you don't really need double Tide. Okay, so Discord Kids is going very aggressive with double Tide. We've seen that thus far from them. The strategies they love to go for. Bloody Queen lock in here. Bloody Queen very strong on arms. This is where Merc would be a lot better. Merc's a better rescuer against BQ than Officer because he can save twice. I mean, Officer can save twice as well, but Merc's just better overall. Because he doesn't have to waste. First Officer has to use a watch to avoid a mirror, whereas Merc just has to use one elbow pad and he has 3 to work with. Merc also has delayed effect. So he just has a lot more to work with than an Officer does. So, yeah, BQ here is interesting. Of course, BQ can chase Mech no problem. Can chase Ento. If Ento has Flywheel, it's hard to chase Ento because she's very fast on her beast. So sometimes it's hard to hit mirrors onto a fast-moving character like an Entomologist on her bees, especially if she has Flywheel. Because she has Tide Turner, then this makes her a pretty easy chase target for the Bloody Queen. Mechanic also a very easy chase target. Barmaid is not as easy. If you mirror a Barmaid and you hit her, your mirror goes onto a 15-second cooldown, and that's assuming that you hit her like halfway through. So if you mirror her, you hit her like, halfway through the mirror. Mirror is 13 seconds with a 15-second cooldown. So if you hit her like, I think it's 13 seconds, right? I think so. So if you hit her while the mirror's up for 13 seconds, you hit her like around the 7-second mark, then it goes on like a 6 seconds till the mirror runs out, plus 15-second cooldown, that's 21 seconds. Barmaid's heal's only 20, so you're able to get the heal off. Now, Blink is available at that point, then she can deal with Barmaid no problem. But again, no forward, so no harasser. Bloody Queen doesn't have to worry about any of that. She can easily go Blink, no need for excitement. And yeah, that just opens up a lot of possibilities for the Bloody Queen here. It looks like we're going to see the spawn layout here. Entomologist at Factory. First Officer middle, pretty standard. Mech front gate. Barmaid deep sandbags. Alright. Nope, Entomologist front gate. No. Entomologist, don't go front gate. No. No, yeah, no, Bloody Queen just spawns no mans. No, why'd you spawn there? Okay, I don't know. I was gonna say Bloody Queen spawns no mans and Mechanic can't rotate because then you rotate into the Entomologist and then you have 2 survivors kiting, so they're double kiting, which is, obviously not ideal. So you typically want to be spread out more if possible, so you open up free rotation routes for your own teammates. But it looks like she's gonna spawn closer to Barmaid. She can still go for Ento and then just sort of like the Ento's gonna rotate into the Mech, which is not good. I guess the idea here is like Mech can drop her bot at the front gate ruins area, then rotate towards maybe Shack or No Man's Land. And if Entomologist rotates in the bot could potentially body block a mirror hit for the Entomologist. I don't know if that's something that these survivors will communicate or have prepared, but that's definitely a possibility. So we'll see if that actually comes into effect here. So this is so far what's happening. Mechanic is rotating away. He's gonna mirror, finds Ento, but takes beautiful mirror from the Bloody Queen. Early hit onto the Entomologist. Bot is there, but it doesn't matter. Entomologist already... Yeah, this is already really bad. If you get an early mirror hit like that, it's really good. I mean, first off, Cypher 10%, Barmaid 20, Mech hasn't even started decoding, Bot hasn't started decoding. So this is really good for the Bloody Queen. Mirror's already back in 3 seconds. Is she going to mirror here? She is going to mirror. Gets the down. Wow. 2 quick mirror hits onto the entomologist. No cipher progress at all. I mean, barmaid is 50, but like that's about it. Everything else behind here, and already looking very good for the survivors. And again, this is why you really want to bring. You gotta have at least one character that can counter BQ, or at least have flywheel. So we're gonna see Officer coming to the rescue here. Buddy Queen just gonna block off this area. He's gonna take the vault, which is the smart route here, of course. And we're gonna see him just coming for the rescue here. Goes for the swing, gets the hit onto the officer. Is able to get the rescue off here. Doesn't want to get double hit. Tries to double hit, doesn't matter. Has that watch available, and he's gonna go for the mirror onto the Ento. And if she had flywheel here, she could easily kite this, but because she doesn't have flywheel. There's the hit. Yeah, no way to avoid that. Entomologist also stayed on the bees way too long. She needed to get off the bees earlier if she wanted a chance at kiting that. She also is... Okay, she's going to go down here. And Survivor's trying to decode. Mechanic ciphers are at 40 and 70, which aren't bad. Barmaid's able to heal up the officer here. I don't expect them to rescue. There's really no need. I guess you could have Barmaid technically rescue here and then heal herself after, and Bloody Queen actually doesn't see the rescuer. She's gonna mirror to the Mechanic's doll. Oh, gets the doll down! Beautiful mirror from the Bloody Queen. Mechanic just was not paying attention to that bot, unfortunately, and Bloody Queen taking huge advantage of that situation. Hit onto the Barmaid, which is okay. Barmaid can't heal herself here with the drink. He's gonna blink down onto the Ento again. No flywheel. This is why single tied with flywheel is so strong. Entomologist could have kited a lot of those situations there. She had flywheel available, and she just never did. So, yeah, there you go. We're gonna see him change targets. Mirror onto middle here. Interesting choice to go to middle. I think he knows first officer is probably there, so going for the officer is not. Obviously it's not a good chase target. Officer needs to be careful. Oh, he kites the Mechanic here. Now he's going to catch sight of the Mechanic, which is the next best chase target for the Bloody Queen. Mechanic potentially running into the BQ as well here. Oh, she's going to give a free hit. She's not going to the pallets. She can flywheel a basic, but you don't want it. No, she doesn't even flywheel. She doesn't flywheel. She's going to give a hit here. A basic hit. You never want to give a basic hit. Does have flywheel. Uses the flywheel too early. Oh, you got a flywheel and instant swing. Bloody Queen. Oh, she actually misses, though. So maybe she can kite this out. No, but she runs away from the pallet. And misses that swing there. Does Bloody Queen get the down? Trying to mind game as best as possible. Goes for the swing. Unable to get that here. Mechanic needs to try to camp the pallet. Go for a pallet stun potentially. Beautiful mind game from the Bloody Queen. Able to get the down here. And yeah, Mechanic just, unfortunately, not an ideal route there. Just kind of running away from pallets, and Bloody Queen taking huge advantage of that. Able to get basic hits. The moment you give a basic hit to a Bloody, it's like Dream Witch. If you give free hits to a Dream Witch, you lose the game. If you give basic hits to a Bloody Queen, you lose the game. You have to force mirror hits. As long as you force mirror hits, you can pretty much always tie against Bloody Queen because their mirror cooldown is so long. But if you give basic hits, that's when things get very difficult for the Survivor side. We're going to see First Officer coming for the rescue here. No need to use his watch here, as it is a Bloody Queen rescue, but he's going to use it anyway. I think a common mistake between First Officer players is that they, or at least newer first, this is definitely, maybe this player's still adapting to playing First Officer, as it is new to the meta. You don't want to use Pocket Watch if you don't have to for a rescue. If you can get a rescue without having to use a watch, for example, something like a Bloody Queen that doesn't have good camping abilities, you want to save your watch for potentially kiting later on, right? Or maybe a detention rescue or something like that. Whereas in this case, he doesn't really need to use watches there, but he does use them anyway. We're going to see Barmaid coming for the rescue. You can actually hit the Barmaid through this chair, but he does clip the chair instead. Beautiful job from the Barmaid to juke away there. He's going to have to body block this out. Beautiful hit from the Bloody Queen, getting that through the Barmaid, and is able to get it down there. That was a huge body block, because they have two ciphers almost done. They have a cipher at 70 and a cipher at 90. And we also see... Wait, what happened? I didn't see what happened. I literally looked up for a second and then she hit something. Okay, there's the chair there. Did she hit the Barmaid? I don't know. Sorry guys, I looked up for 1 second to like start talking about how beautiful that hit was, and then I didn't even see what happened. Anyways, oh, he mirrored on the. Oh, I see. You got a free hit on the bar with the mirror. Okay, never mind. I'm dumb. Got you. All right. Here we go. So. Onto the Barmaid here, no flywheel available. Is going to use that last bit of speed drink. Oh, but she doesn't position herself very well. Unfortunately, it is going to go down because of that. And now it's just another 4-kill position here. Bloody Queen getting a 4-kill, very rare, especially with a tie character like Mechanic. This is looking very good for this hunter here, for LX. Has caught sight of the first officer as well. Does have a perfume available, but it may not even matter. Let's go for the mirror. There's the perfume. Perfume's back. But he can, yeah, still get the down there. Gonna go back for Barmaid. Survivor's just trying to track this out as much as possible, but this is pretty much secured unless they can pop that Cypher. No, it's only 70, and she teleports on it, so. Oh God. No, okay, sorry. I'd yawn. A little tired. Isn't he the down on the Barmaid? There's the surrender. 4-kill for a Bloody Queen. Against a Mechanic, it's very difficult to do, so excellent job from the BQ there. And that's going to be another 5 points for this team, for this Ghost team. And just like that, Ghost on track to potentially win this 2 rounds to nothing. Based off of this start, this is just looking very good for them. So, excellent job from LX here. Ooh, I gotta stretch a little bit again. Okay. All right. BQ is so scary, she's allowed to go unhindered. BQ is scary if you're able to get basic hits. That's the big thing, is you don't want to get basic hits. Get basic hits, then it's like tough. This is why we can fly. Yeah, fly will do really good against BQ. So yeah. Sikey, where's Sikey at? Where my white boy at? Where he at though? Yo, other white boys here. Yo, that's crazy. All right, well, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for him to talk.
Wait, you guys said something? Oh my god.
I can't hear you. Wait, maybe my headphones are broken. Hold on.
Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh my goodness. The YouTube link is loading up. Ellie, can I talk?
Let me see. Settings. I gotta make sure my thing is working.
Hold up. Just came back from dinner, guys. Guys, how you doing, guys? We had a great round 1 and round 2 so far. Holy moly, Ghost is already taking round 1, and they got a 4-man round 2, or was it the Hunter that got the 4-man? Oh man, it was the Hunter who got the 4-man. That's nutty. Ghost pulling in the dubs versus Discord Kittens. Discord Kittens could still pull this back with a 4-man of their own from the Hunter side. They could still get this dub, I believe. Kind of going kind of, What's up, Milky Knight? Guys, welcome. If you're just joining along us here, like I am just joining you all here. I hope you've all enjoyed Ellie's presence, but I should probably introduce myself. My name is Sikey. I'm here commentating with my boy Ellie. Ellie, thank you so much for taking over for me while I was coming home from school. We got a great tournament going on here. We got Ghost, 6-3 round 1. So Ghost did take round 1, and then round 2 got a great 4-man from the Hunter side. Discord Kittens could still respond with a 4-man of their own from their Hunter side as well. We will see what happens, guys.
I can hear you.
Ellie,
now.
Are you okay? Yeah. My boy Ellie is looking good. He's good.
Yes, sir. My computer broke or something. I don't know. Technology, I don't understand. Yes.
Oh man, gosh dang that darn technology. Ellie, how
On
was your day?
technology. Oh, it was pretty good. Today, what did I do today? Probably nothing. Oh, I played Clash of Clans in the morning. That was pretty fun.
Oh man,
And then
Clash of Clans.
yeah, dude, I'm still on the grind. Town Hall 12, still going. You know what I'm saying? Getting up there.
I thought I was the
Um,
only one.
nah, dude, still on the grind. You know, it's pretty fun. And then let's see, what did I do? Oh, that I hit my
all
gym,
day.
hit my gym workout, had my protein shake, and now we're here. So it's a good
Oh
day
man,
so far.
Ellie out here grinding. He's
Yes,
grinding.
sir. You already know.
Respect the grind.
What have you been up to today, Mikey?
Oh, I've been grinding school. I'm on the
Oh, that's
knowledge
good.
grind. No muscle gain, but we got the knowledge grind. We're getting the
There
brain
you go.
power.
That's good. That's good. There you go. That's all you need. All right. So yeah, so far, Psyche, I don't know if you saw the first round, but we had a 4 kill with the Geisha in the first round for Ghost, and then very close round for the Breaking Wheel on the side of Discord Kittens Hunter. They were almost able to get a 4-person elimination. However, there was a slight misstep at the end where they could have potentially switched to teleport in the last cipher to stop them from popping because both survivors were injured.
Oh man,
But
that's a critical mistake.
yeah, I switched to Abnormal. Unfortunately, Abnormal Decipher that was not the one they were working on, and they were able to pop the last one, and they got 1 escape because of it. So, yeah, 6-3 for that first round.
Unfortunate way to start off the round 1 for Discord Kittens. They could have definitely gotten that in that case. Just a small little mistake with game sense could cost a game in the long run. Absolutely. Abnormal is typically the way Abnormal works is it's a little bit too slow. It doesn't do a whole lot. You can Abnormal Decipher, but by the time you're done Abnormaling, like all the survivors around you are probably all gone, all split up, at the very least, if not gone. And they can easily start doing another cipher. As the game progresses, that Abnormal doesn't really do 60%, it's more like 40. So really the teleport is better for not just the short term, but also the long term. Would have been probably more wise to go to teleport. But mistakes do happen, and we learn from them. That is how things go.
Yep. Additionally, the only time you really use Abnormal is if you have like some sort of pressure applied as the hunter. If you, for example, someone on chair, you put them on a clock to try to finish a new cipher or force a rescue or whatever it may be. If you have no pressure and you just go for Abnormal, it really doesn't do much. It just allows them to do a different cipher, and that's what happens. So, anyways,
you gotta have some factor that's still pulling in survivors towards you, like the chair, so that way you're not just Abnormaling and then having to leave. You can keep following up on that. So yeah.
Absolutely. Looks like we are going to have a Seer forward ban first here. Dream Witch ban, so they're not wanting to have to deal with the Dream Witch at all here. We didn't actually see the Dream Witch in the first round from the Hunter of Discord Kittens. We did see the Breaking Wheel, but it still is a possibility. And of course, Breaking Wheel and Arms Factory, probably not going to see that here, so they're not worried about banning that character either. It looks like Batter and Barmaid are locked in here. So Batter, a very interesting character. Always love to see that. Batter is very specific for certain types of hunters. Very good against something like Geisha, but less good against obviously something like Dream, which of course that is banned, so you don't have to worry about that. So we'll see how that Batter will ultimately impact this matchup.
We also have the Patient here. Patient, as always, going to be a great survivor. Just great on rescuing, great on kiting. Very, very versatile. He's a little bit scary if you might go against a hunter that could potentially cancel your hook, like a Sculptor. But for the most part, he's very, very good at his job. We'll see what happens. And an Entomologist ban from the hunter. So I'm kind of wondering, what do you think this is going to be, Ellie? Like, just so far from these bans, Dancer already round 2. You might see this round 3, but Arms Factory round 2. Interesting.
Yeah, we've seen Dancer start to get banned a little bit more. I know over in some of the like the IVL, IJL Japan leagues, they've been banning Dancer on Arms. Because what happens a lot of the times is you get a situation where Dancer will spawn factory and then she'll set up boxes in factory, and then survivors can kite to that factory area, utilize those boxes, and it either forces the hunter to break the boxes and then they create a lot of distance while the boxes are being broken, or they just change targets so they don't have to deal with that, and it creates a nice rotation for the survivors. So I think that's probably the general idea there. And they could also be preparing to play something that Dancer counters. For example, Dancer's pretty good against something like Clerk or Geisha that struggle against tight kiting. So maybe that's something that they're trying to consider as well.
Absolutely. Just being able to drop those music boxes. I'm thinking right now, if you drop those music boxes next to a window, but behind the wall, where the hunter can't reach it very easily, that could lead to a very devastating combo. So you do make a good point there, Ellie.
Yep.
Definitely didn't think about that. And we got
Yeah.
the last pick here. We got the Mercenary. Mercenary, as always, very, very strong character to pick, regardless of the map. I hear some people say maybe you shouldn't pick Mercenary on such a small map. I think that no matter what, he's always the last survivor alive. If anything, he'll at least be able to get a gate escape potentially
Yep.
if he survive. If you guys get that far with the ciphers, which really shouldn't be as difficult in these later rounds. Once you ban those hunters that really nail you down to the floor, like before the ciphers ever pop, like Dreamwitch could definitely do that, but it's going to be a lot harder with any other hunter who doesn't have as strong of control as Dreamwitch does. So I could definitely see them popping the ciphers. That's when Mercenary late game would be really nice. Just be able to pull in maybe that gate escape. It's always, generally you don't see hunters chase Mercenary because they know that's going to happen, but that's just one less survivor they can chase all throughout the game.
Absolutely. Looks like we are going to have, of course, Mercenary with Tide Turner, Borrowed Time. Barmaid with Broken Windows, which is very interesting. Barmaid is, there's two types of ways to play Barmaid, of course. Broken Windows, you take a hit, you vault a window, you get a speed boost, and you try to keep enough distance so you can get that heal off. Whereas with Flywheel can also be good depending on the type of hunter you're going against. For example, if it's something like a geisha, which can easily close that distance, Flywheel is a lot stronger for kiting out that 20 seconds before that drink. But it looks like we're going to have Broken Windows and Borrowed Time there. Batter with Flywheel and Borrowed Time. Harassing characters with Flywheel are usually pretty strong because it allows them to stay alive longer while harassing. And then Patient, of course, is going for, sometimes we see Patient go Tide Turner, but it looks like we're going to see a single Tide Mercenary, Patient with the Flywheel as well. They're definitely in preparation of some sort of, I would imagine, maybe they're worried about something like a Bloody Queen or a Geisha with the Flywheels, but actually we're going to see Sculptor here from the Hunter side. So that's going to be the pick, for Discord Kids.
Very strong hunter, very good hunter on maps full of these enclosed areas, full of these walls in the way. It is a little bit worse for Sculptor because you can't see them behind the tall walls, but it still gives a lot of great opportunities to just completely block out areas from being used, or else risk taking a very, very dangerous statue hit that could be detrimental in the long run, even on something as simple as like one chip hit on the Mercenary. Could completely prevent him from rescuing, or at least make it very risky if you try going for it.
Right. We actually saw in the first rounds a lot of these teams are going for First Officer as well, which is also a very good character. We've seen First Officer start to take over a little bit over also in global regions, just because he's a guaranteed rescue against something like a Bonbon, right? So So ever since Flywheel's been released, Bloody Queen used to be one of the most consistent tie hunters in the game, and now that Flywheel's released, she's a little bit less consistent because you can potentially kite mirrors with that Flywheel. So a lot of teams have started to switch to using Bonbon as their tie hunter. And because First Officer can't get stuff because of that 5 seconds of Tide Turner, they actually play First Officer as their main rescuer against characters like a Bonbon with good good camping abilities like a Bonbon. Also, you can use that against a Sculptor as well in some instances, because again, it's a guaranteed rescue, whereas Sculptor, once you get that full presence, can also have good some strong camping abilities as well. But we are going to see the Mercenary instead here, as just Mercenary, just the most standard, consistent rescuer throughout the majority of this game.
Absolutely, Ellie. Everything you said about First Officer is, gosh darn, very well true, I must admit. But I will also admit, if we're going to prevent the terror shocks for the very scary against Bonbon, Bomb's very scary. He drops 2 bombs, then he could hit you. But he still has to wait for 2 bombs to blow up, which is 4 seconds. At that point, if a survivor rushes the chair, they can go for it. They just have to not get terror shocked. And that's what First Officer does. Is like, you could get terror shocked, but you'll still survive. Let's say for example, maybe by chance there was a survivor that could not get terror shocked. Imagine how great that would be if you could just have someone who is not only very good at decoding, but also very consistent at rescuing.
I know where you're going with this.
It sucks because their only flaw is that if they get seen from far, well, then they're messed up. But then that's where the veteran bonus comes in, and it's just hypotheticals,
Okay. Anyways, For those of you who
moving
don't know,
on.
he was talking about lawyer. If you guys didn't pick up on that, but
Guys, if Explorer can be a good rescuer, now granted he's not anymore, but if Explorer once was, so can Lawyer. I believe. I have belief. Oh, by the way, we looks like we have a sub here. We have Fungi going in, Kaka going out. Kaka. All right. You want to talk about the spawns, Lily?
Yes, we are going to have interesting spawn. Typically, we'd see Barmaid potentially spawn over towards the front gate more, so it opens up more rotation. The problem is if the Sculptor were to spawn front gate and go to factory, then Barmaid would have to stay in factory. Of course, factory is a good kiting area, but it does prevent rotation. We're going to see the Mercenary middle. I would have liked to see maybe batter towards middle more, so you can potentially support if someone opts to kite there. But then again, batter's also a viable chase target, so you also consider that as well.
Exactly.
So I think they're just going for the most, consistent possible spawn here, most likely. That's what I'm imagining.
And we're starting out round 2, second half, going straight for middle. Mercenary is also going straight for middle. This could lead to a potential chip hit if he's not careful. Never mind.
Yeah.
Looks like we're ready.
So looks like he does find. Yeah, obviously he does know where each survivor is. He knows Mercenary is middle. The question is, where does he opt to go next? You don't really want to chase a flywheel batter, so you're going to opt to try to go and find one of the other two survivors off to the side here. The question is, do you want to commit to factory? Of course, Barmaid, it's a pretty decent chase target for a Sculptor. I'd imagine he probably also has blink as well. So that would be a pretty good target for a Sculptor to chase, but it is factory. Obviously, you never really want to chase factory. You could go for patient, where it is patient has transitioning abilities, and we all know that Sculptor can struggle against strong transition kiting, so that's something you have to consider as well. So overall, this team comp is a little challenging for Sculptor, especially based off of the Barmaid taking that factory early on. But again, we'll have to see what he opts to go for. I think it probably makes the most sense to, I don't know, I think it makes the most sense to go for Barmaid early. You can get a hit. If you're able to get a hit, you can blink the second one as long as your blink's online. And we'll have to see, though. What are your thoughts on that, Sikey?
I don't know about factory, because not only is it going to take a long time to walk there, you're going to fully rely on getting statue hits with your over there in factory, because you're not going to get a basic hit there. You're going to need to get statue hits in that area. And even then, what if she takes two hits before you have your blink up in the next 19 seconds? So if you accidentally do too much damage to the Barmaid before you get your blink back up, she could potentially heal, which is what I'm worried about. If you do it. Oh, look, the Hunter might still be lagging.
Oh, no, we're back. Okay. All right, does he chase Mercy? He's actually going to go for Mercenary. I think he's trying to potentially get some elbow pads out of him so he doesn't have as many to work with. I don't know. I wouldn't imagine he actually commits to this chase overall. Maybe he'll try to get a chip, try to get an elbow pad. It looks like Mercenary not using any so far. Oh, but is he going to get a free hit? No, he does get the elbow pad. The elbow pad's into a corner.
That's the problem with waiting the elbow pad. I understand why he wanted to wait, but him getting greedy with that first elbow pad actually caused the second one to come out, maybe even a third now. So he really should just use the first one. He wouldn't have used any in the first place. Sorry, I guess he would have used one. Great discipline on that pallet there, not jumping right away. Not a great angle after, though. Should have walked more to the left instead of just directly straight, because then the Hunter can easily cut him off. Plus, no way to elbow pad.
Oh, but he runs into the Sculptor, it looks like, and does have blink available. Will he go for the blink? He's trying to camp the pallet here. Goes for the blink and does get it down on the Mercenary. I think typically this would actually be fine for the survivors because you can rescue Mercenary as a delayed effect plus elbow pad, but he's getting basement, so this makes a very difficult rescue actually overall here. So I think we'll probably see. Will they even attempt to rescue?
You're definitely right. You know what? This is scary, Ellie, because none of them have Tide Turners. Only the Mercenary with Tide Turner. So this is going to be very rough. It would have been so nice if the Mercenary just elbow padded off the crate towards factory, something like that. The Hunter definitely would have left him, and he could easily just go off back to his Cypher. As a result, he tried to go for a greedy elbow pad at middle, got caught on a wall. It's possible to do that, but you any good Mercenary, they'll know. It's not that you can't go for stuff; it's that you have to weigh in the risk versus reward, which is kind of what happened there. So. Definitely could have pulled it off with a little bit cleaner, but a little bit risky, of course. No need to go for it.
Could Patient? I think Patient should have. I would have liked to see Patient.
It's rough. I see what you're saying. I see. It would have been really cool. He could still go for it. Now it's a little too late. He's waiting a little too long.
He's gone for it. Oh, but now he can get. He's taking too long. Now he can't make this.
I don't know why he's coming from the stairs side. He should always. Oh, that hit still. Wow, impressive hit. He should have came from the stairs side. Never come from the drop side. Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, yo, okay, never mind. The flywheel nearly saved him. Not saved him enough though. Almost got the distance, not quite. Definitely flywheel didn't get nerfed. I think that would have helped him survive, get some distance, maybe even avoid the hit because of it lasting longer. But holy crap, this is gonna be another basement alley. And we don't have side turners. We don't have side turners to deal with this.
I think he needed to either commit to an early rescue on Merc. Even if he gets it close to after half, it's still okay. Like Mercenary potentially could still kite with if he's able to elbow pad past the Sculptor. I don't know. It's tough, but he needs to either go for it when Sculptor's not paying attention or not go for it at all, because then you get an easy chase target after you've already gotten a chip. First hit onto the batter here. He's able. Oh, flywheels early.
Mistake from. Oh, he almost got hit by the statue if he got pushed a little bit. He is gonna get away, but no rescue, unfortunately. Again, same kind of deal as we saw last time. Just getting too far away from basement when you're going to be taking hits. This is the critical thing. Also, not staying on the right side of basement. The last time the patient was staying too close to the drop, so the hunter could drop down. This time the batter was on the other side of the wall, so if he gets hit by a basic, he can't go down still. That's why the Sculptor just easily went for that, having no worries at all. And yeah, surprisingly, they still got a decent amount of ciphers done. 4 ciphers done. So I suppose if they could get a 5th cipher done, they could pressure a 1 escape. Although it's going to be almost impossible if they try to go for dungeons. Hunter's easily going to slug them all out. So they're going to need a last cipher off.
Yeah, they don't really have. Yeah, Barmaid just now starting a cipher. He does find the batter. He's 1 chip away here. Doesn't even have flywheel available, so batter most likely not long for this world here. Able to avoid that first set of statues here. He's going to try to get this Pelican Sculptor, get the hit off. He gets the push, but he gets the down with the full presence. He does, I believe, have. Oh, he blinks.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah,
he blinked and then trump carded.
I think he meant to switch to teleport first and then immediately teleport, but he clicked the wrong order. And look at that.
I'm looking at it right now. He's at an 86-second cooldown. That is definitely teleport there that he actually messed up. That might cost him because now Batter's going to have a chance to get up before the Barmaid gets chased. So now Batter could pressure a cipher. Now, usually it's not a good idea to pick yourself up right away. It's better to keep slowing yourself out. But in this case, the survivors could potentially pop a cipher if the Batter gets it immediately. He loses sight of the Barmaid too, so he's not applying pressure right now. So this actually gives the survivors an opening. He is going to go, I think, now catch his side of the Barmaid. Okay, he does see Barmaid now. He's going to go for the left here. Barmaid able to avoid this first set here. She needs to try to get to this window. Is able to make it there. Has broken window speed. Can she avoid these statues? Does get the 1 chip in the process. It looks like she didn't. Just needs to avoid the statue. There we go. Now she has a chance here. It's going to be very rough, granted, but now she has a chance here. Just couldn't take a second statue hit, otherwise that would be game over.
Oh, he's letting her heal. Okay, this is
interesting. Well, the problem with that now is that she's always going to get a second bottle now, thanks to the Barmaid buff. Going to be really nice here. And Batter is going to try to finish the cipher. Sculptor going after him. Now, if we take a look at the cooldown, teleport is almost back up. So I see what this hunter is doing. If they think they can knock down this Batter, the plan here is to knock down this Batter. The self-revive is already used. Now they're free to chase the Barmaid. The problem is, if he doesn't catch this Batter in time, they could actually get out. They could actually.
Yeah, it's already 60. So
60. That's about 25 seconds to work with. He actually gives up on the chase entirely. Ooh, okay. Gonna drink the bottle here again. Not much of a choice there. They have to try to stay alive. No point of conserving it. Well, maybe there is a point. Maybe the best here, because how is she gonna survive these statues? Unless the hunter misses all of them, she's usually.
She does. Yeah, it's on cooldown now. So
yeah.
If he's able to avoid 1 more set of statues, she's gonna be able to kite this. Oh, 1's away from the pallet. She runs away from the pallet, gets the heal off in time. So
interesting. She thought the Sculptor had some statues. That must have been why.
It actually works out though. So we're gonna see the Cypher Machine 70% of the way done here, trying to down the Barmaid as quickly as possible. He has to chair the Barmaid. He cannot actually.
Oh my goodness! Wow! Right across.
I didn't even see that. That was crazy.
This is so weird. A little bit controversial there, but if I were the Barmaid, I probably wouldn't have used my heal there because I still myself revive. I'll be able to pick myself up. Hunter has to leave me. I'll pick myself up and I'll use the heal and I'll guaranteed get the heal. Using her heal there was very risky. She got it off, granted, but she was in no rush. It's not like maybe the Hunter could pick her up. Yeah, never mind. That wouldn't work.
I think Batter should have committed to this. The Cypher is 98.
How
He
much is
leaves
it?
a little
Yeah, it
early.
is. It's a
I don't know.
smidge off from being finished.
I don't know why he didn't.
Ooh,
I
if
mean,
you can finish
they
this.
should. They know he has insolence and a trump card. I imagine. As long as they're paying attention, they know there's no detention. So Batter could have popped that and potentially tried to push a rescue or kite to dungeon. But it looks like gonna get that
Oh,
push.
nice patience. Nice patience from the batter. Oh, he might die here. Ooh, let's see what happens. No, he survived. Can he pop it? Whoa,
No.
wow, that's taking quite a while. That's gotta be 99.999. Holy crap. So it looks like Discord Kittens is actually going to prevent the 4-man from the opposing side with their own 4-man. That was really impressive to watch. Of course, that was a little sad of a beginning. Definitely a lot of things they could have done better there with the beginning. But still, though, great identification from the sculptor. Being able to put that mercenary in basement, jeez, that's definitely killer when the team only has one tide turner. And the one person with tide turner is chaired. Definitely hurts a lot.
Right.
Ellie, you have any more comments to say about that match?
Yeah, it's just I really think if Batter pushes that, he left the Cypher too early at the end. If he pushes that, I think he would have had enough time. There would have been no detention. I guess the only thing he was considering is if he pops the Cypher, there's detention. But at that point, they should know, right? They should know he had insolence. They should know he had trump card. He already switched. So there's no. I don't really understand that, but yeah, if he's able to pop that Cypher, he has two options. He kites the dungeon at full health, or he pushes for the rescue and tries to play for a 1-man endgame. But or 2-man
Neither of
endgame and
those,
get one escape.
neither of those options were there when he wasn't able to pop that Cypher.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Gonna go to the third round.
Third round. Let's take a look at the stats here. Hopefully it doesn't disappear by the time I look at it. Yeah, so here, the biggest thing here, the biggest killer, as with every hunter, no matter how good your hunter is or how bad your hunter is, if you get an easy first down, that's the killer to the game usually for survivors. Now, they actually still had a chance because it was mercenary, but the fact that they weren't able to pull off the rescue because the patient came a little bit too late. If I was him, I would come more like at 60%, more like 55, 60, 65, even something like that. 75, 80% share was a little bit too late because at that point, that's only about 12, 11 seconds worth of time for you to go all the way down basement, assuming the hunter isn't also running the trait to speed up chairs. So then you might have even less time on top of that. And that was the biggest thing there. Now, at the end of the day, it still would have been very difficult. He would have to dodge statues. I guess he would have the flywheel to help him. So there would be that, I suppose. But other than that, no tide turner. If he takes a hit going down basement, he's going to take a hit trying to come out of basement again. And there we go. Same problem would happen. We have another person in basement. So I feel like the best move there was actually not to rescue at all. Because if you rescue, well, now Hunter's ignoring the mercenary and going after you because they see you have no tide turner.
Right.
And then repeat the cycle. And they don't have a psychologist to heal up the mercenary or anything like that. So it's not like they could like get away with the mercenary and just have the mercenary save the patient later. No. They still have the same problem where they need someone to rescue, and the one person with tide turner cannot rescue, unfortunately. They need that tide turner to rescue. So they just didn't have it there. It was just an unfortunate turn of events. They really, best case scenario is like, you really just need one person out. So best case scenario there is actually really just not to rescue there, and because either way, someone is going to go down in that basement. So unfortunately, really just came down to like, not just a Kai, but also a game sense decision. So two things that could have gone way better for Ghost there.
Yeah, typically when you chase Mercenary first, even if it is a fast down, you're usually still able, the stars are still usually able to tie just because the Mercenary's slightly longer share time, and the fact that if you are able to rescue a Mercenary, they can usually waste time based off of the delayed effect. For example, if you rescue a Mercenary with Tide Turner, right? And you take or even without Tide Turner, it doesn't matter. If you're able to body block a hit for the Mercenary once, like for example, you don't farm them, then Mercenary is going to kite till he takes another hit, and then he has 15 seconds after that before he goes down, as long as he doesn't take any chips. So it wastes so much time chasing Mercenary, even if you get him down quickly, rebounds can last a while. He's still at an elbow pad. But the big key there was that he died on top of basement. If he doesn't die on top of basement, the survivors, I think, should have no problem tying from that position, as long as they can get a clean rescue. But because he dies on top of basement, it makes it a difficult rescue. Patient goes too late, and at that point, Patient's easily just getting chased after that, and they don't have the cipher progress. And the Sculptor took heavily took advantage of that situation and was able to play into win. And they still were able to come close to getting one, but it doesn't even matter. I mean, it was just Mercenary, as you mentioned earlier on, tried to conserve the elbow pads a little bit too long. The safe play is make sure, as a Mercenary, you don't want to give an early hit. If you're able to keep yourself from giving an early hit, you force the hunter to change targets, which allows rotation. With good communication, it allows you to rotate, waste a lot of time, and win the game from that position. But yeah, Mercenary just took an early chip, had to use 2 elbow pads, and ended up going down within 60 seconds with that blink. So it just worked out in the Sculptor's favor.
Really, the best thing to identify is, can you make it to a pallet without getting hit? Now, let's say he was able to make it to a pallet, which he wasn't. Let's say he could still, he would still not be able to reach a pallet because of a statue. So really, the best question to ask yourself in those kind of situations is, if I don't use this elbow pad now, will I still be able to use it later effectively? And if the answer is no, well, now I lock myself into using a pallet. So can I reach the pallet while avoiding the hunter ability against Sculptor? The answer is almost always no, which he's that close. So all of that could have just been avoided with like that identification early on. But that's the thing, Identify is a very fast-paced game, and you're not going to be able to recognize that just on the fly until you've played the game a long time, especially as a mercenary, because it takes some practice identifying stuff like that. So still,
yep.
a lot of small stuff goes into mercenary. We may say that mercenary is very boring, mercenary is very low skill, but there is a lot. He is the heart of the team, after all, as I like to say. A lot to him.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people say Mercenary is a very easy character and this and that and whatever, but realistically, it's actually not true. I like to tell people a lot, Mercenary it's harder than it looks. Not only you have to understand when to use elbow pads, when not to, when to rescue. You gotta have good game sense. To be a rescuer player, you gotta have good game sense. There's so many people that go out there and try to play rescuers because they're worried they can't kite well, but they don't have the game sense to play rescuer, because you have to know when to rescue, when not to, when to use your items, when not to. There's all these different things that go, and you also have to know how to elbow pad properly. I've seen people just elbow pad into walls over and over. So there's
that's not
there's a lot
any specifications.
There's a lot that goes into playing rescuer. So that's something you really have to consider as well.
Absolutely, there is quite a bit to it. The rescuing is that's just one part. How do you use your elbow pads correctly? When do you use them? Even if you know how to use them correctly, and even if you know how to rescue, is it actually a good idea to rescue? These are all things where it's very simple to say how to rescue against someone. It's not so simple to answer, well, when do you actually rescue? That's a whole nother story. That just depends on you guys' cipher progress, how close is the chair, is the cipher on top of next to a chair, so that we have extra reason to rescue to get them off of that cipher so your teammates can keep doing it. There's a lot of things that go into it, but right in that situation, that was just not the move in that case to go rescue, just because no matter what happens, someone's always going to go down in basement. You need a tie turner so that one of you guys will not just go down in basement.
Yep. And it looks like we're going to have Discordkins actually chooses Sacred here, which is a pretty uncommon tournament map. While it may be very beneficial for your team's survivor side, it's very difficult for hunters to actually play on. So it can be very hard for your hunter to deal with. But it looks like this is the route that Discordkins wants to take here. So they must have some sort of hunter that is, decently prepared to play on the Sacred Heart map. There are a few hunters that don't mind Sacred as much as others. For example, Geisha is not a bad hunter for Sacred in that obviously one of the big ways to counter survivors is, to counter hunters on Sacred is to, basically just take a hit, go into hospital or whatever it may be. If you're able to get into hospital, you're able to kite for long periods of time. Geisha can easily enter hospital through different areas. If there's any open windows or holes, she can dash through to enter into hospital. She can also close distance a lot easier than some other hunters as well. So Geisha is a hunter that doesn't typically mind Sacred as much as others. Sometimes we see Peeper Bonbon being not bad. So that's sometimes we'll see that come up, but of course there are some. It's still Sacred, right? It's still very difficult. But it looks like Discordkins opting to go Sacred here. So I'm very curious to see what hunter they're opting to play in this situation.
I don't see a map ban from Ghost, so I wonder what map Ghost banned.
So in the third round, I don't think they ban in the third round if we're going by typical. Yeah. So in typical tournament rules, you ban first round, you ban second round, but third round, you don't ban. That's the new system. It's fairly recent, I think. So I don't know, but
all right, fair enough, I suppose. So yes, just like you said, Ellie, if you go for the hospital, the problem with picking having strong survivor maps as your picks in tournaments is that if you go ahead and do that, you make it very easy for your survivor team, yes, but you also make it easy for their survivor team. And the easier it is for their survivor team, the less communication they honestly need to be able to do the same thing as you did. As opposed if you pick to something like Eversleeping or like maybe even Moonlit, those maps are hard to come by, hard to kite by. And so that's going to require way more teamwork and communication. You want to be able to not just have raw kiting ability, you want to come out on top with the teamwork. And if your opposing team survivors don't need to use teamwork to be able to do the same kite as you guys did, well, then that's not good, obviously, because you guys want to make sure you're beating out the worst teams with the power of teamwork by beating them on worse maps still. And that's kind of the key with tournaments is that unlike other maps, unlike rank match, you can talk with your people, you can make a plan. And where those maps come in is that it really hurts people who just don't have that strong teamwork, don't have that strong plan. That's really what it comes down to. That's why you see people pick stuff like Eversleeping, stuff like Moonlit, stuff like Church, because these are not maps that are like super easy to just one-on-one kai. You're gonna usually need some other teamwork. That teamwork leads to you guys usually winning more often, or at least tying the opposing team, give you guys a much better chance at least.
Right. I guess maybe their thought process is like the only thing I can really think of is it's like they're down on points, so they're trying to play something non-traditional, maybe to catch the other team off guard. That's really probably all they can. That's really all I can think of, unless they have some sort of hunter that's well prepared to play on Sacred. But yeah, so we'll see ultimately how this is going to play out here. Looks like Ghost is opting to go hunter first. So we've seen them do this so far in this tournament when they don't have map selection, they have faction selection instead. They opt to go hunter first. So we're going to see, their hunters so far is very consistent. 2-4 kills so far. If they're able to get another one here, they're just able to guarantee the win. I mean, again, Discord Kins has to win this round 6-3 or more, or else they will lose here. So that's the goal for them here, obviously. And I guess Ghost, going hunter first, just trying to gain early momentum on a map like Sacred, though. It's difficult to do. Obviously, we talked about very survivor sided, so maybe it would have benefited their survivors to go first, gain the momentum with having a strong survivor side, and then it allows the hunter to know what type of hunter they need to play. If say the survivor's got a 3 escape, you can be like, oh, I can just play a tie hunter, like maybe Bloody Queen or Bonbon or something like that. Or, oh, I need to play a win hunter because my survivor's lost or something like that. But they're opting to go hunter first to, I guess, just gain the momentum that way.
Absolutely. So you're going to need some sort of momentum here no matter what comes the case. So I'm very interested to see what happens here. But yeah, maybe the opposing hunters can pull off something like maybe you never know. Like some people do like playing on Hospital. It is after all a smaller map, and some people do prefer smaller maps in general than big maps. Now, of course, it's not a super great hunter small map, but it's something, right?
Right. Absolutely.
We do have the bans here coming in. So the hunters went ahead and banned Priestess here, Patient. While the survivors banned Dream Witch, Blood Queen. I do still believe the survivors are banning hunters before the hunters ban survivors, right? Ellie, that didn't change.
The survivors pick 3 hunters. Then the survivors pick 3 survivors. Then they ban 2 hunters, and then the hunter bans. Wait, no. So the hunter. Sorry. The hunter bans 3. Survivors pick 2. No, wait.
I thought the way it worked is that
wait a minute.
survivors.
Hold on. Wait.
The hunter, the survivors ban first. I'm pretty sure.
The survivors ban first. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm not paying attention.
So then the hunter can make a better choice with survivor what survivors to ban, because those survivors are much more dependent on like what hunter they banned.
Yeah.
As opposed to like hunters. Usually hunters always are at the disadvantage in this game anyway. So I think it's very well deserved.
Yeah. So obviously Seer, Priestess, very standard. Of course, Priestess, you never want to allow that on Sacred. Seer, just a very strong character in general, very good support character, can extend the first kite of any kiter on the team with that owl. Patient is interesting, but I do understand it. Obviously, you don't want to allow. Patient is one of those characters that has very easy access to Hospital. You can just hook into Hospital. You can hook towards Hospital. Again, the key to Sacred, get into Hospital, and you can kite forever. Not forever, but you can kite for a long period of time. And Patient is one of those characters that has very easy access to that Hospital area.
Absolutely, and so does Priestess, which is why we see both of them being banned. I don't know about it being a first ban, one of your first 3, but it's definitely a fine ban. look at this from the survivor side. Little girl dancer. I love the dancer here. Same kind of idea as you mentioned earlier, Ellie, except this time she also has the drop bonus from the from falling down. Now, if it's factory, the only place I could really think of is like if there's basement in exactly factory and you don't want to use any of the windows for some reason, you're just going through one door and out the other.
I guess
if you're ever coming from middle, use the door, and then I guess you want to go to front gate or something, you could drop down that slight drop in the basement, and that's like the only way you're gonna use that drop is dance here. But here there's plenty of ways to use it, plenty of reasons to use it. Definitely take advantage of it. So wow, look at this. We're gonna have first officer and wildling. Of course, after the hunter bans mercenary, they go first officer in response. Very good rescuer, as you said before. Just no way you can kill him once he activates the watch. I think he's just kind of mad on kiting because once you shake the pocket watch one time, you kind of need the hunter to be within 6 meters again, or else your pocket watch doesn't actually delay, which is my one complaint with first officer. I kind of prefer him before for that reason, where like it's 20 seconds, but it was always 32 meters away, as opposed to 30 seconds, but it's not actually 30 seconds because for the other 20 seconds, you have to be within 6 meters of the hunter, or else it doesn't actually do anything. That's the one issue I have. I suppose it speeds you up by 5%. I guess, even though you're not invisible. So that's the one thing. I think it needs to be a little bit better than that on kiting. But either way, he's just good on rescuing. I wouldn't say anything else, but still, we'll see what happens. Wildling, though, very interesting. I have played Wildling after his buff. He's actually not that bad. He could support, I suppose, and his supporting is not bad if you just have teammates die in the right spots or position themselves in the right spots in nice open areas. Like when they're transitioning, that's a great time for Wildling to come in and be like, hey, you can't just walk straight. If you want to avoid me, you're gonna at least have to walk side to side, or else you're getting pushed back really far away. So that's the idea with Wildling there. And of course, I've had my fair share of escaping out from one gate to the other as Wildling. Even after the Wildling pig nerf, where they nerfed it so that after the second usage, the pig is like down to its minimum, which if I believe right here and I check like what the minimum is, the minimum pig time is really short. It's only 25 seconds.
Oh, 25.
Yeah, because they nerfed him. Like they gave him back, they gave him some decode, but they nerfed his pig. That 25 seconds is still enough to get to gate. I've still done it before, hiding from one gate to the other. And it's all thanks to the fact that he immediately gets his 60% rage nowadays. So that means when he gets on the pig, he can almost immediately be faster than the hunter. What hunter is that, Ellie? Is that Hermit?
Hermit, yeah. So I think I know what's going on here. So the idea behind this comp is they're trying to make it so there's no chase target. So you're going to put Dancer in Hospital, which is a very strong character for looping Hospital. Then you have First Officer and Wildling, which are not good chase targets at all. And then you have Little Girl that can easily combine with First Officer or Wildling and potentially force the hunter to maybe change targets. So the idea is that they're trying to create no chase targets at all. But the problem is Hermit is a character that can, I guess, kind of play around that. I'm actually not really sure how this would match up play out. I'd have to think about it a little bit. But this is going to be really interesting.
I don't really like the Little Girl in Hospital because I feel the map's a little too small. Once you have all these non-chase targets, so at that point it's only a matter of time before you get fine. And the Little Girl's fine, I suppose. I don't really like it that much because really, if you're gonna have Dancer in the middle, I suppose you could teleport into Hospital, but then eventually he's gonna have to leave to go do a different cipher. I don't know. I feel like it would have been a little bit better to pick up stronger kiting survivor than just teleport once and hoping they don't find you afterwards. Yes, Ellie?
Yeah. I think what they want to do is, I think they're going to try to spawn Little Girl near Wildling, so potentially if Little Girl gets chased, she can just combine with Wildling, and then they can just...
I suppose, then that's like
probably the idea.
Yeah. It would be a little bit risky, but you know what? They should be able to get 3 ciphers, and it's going to be a little bit slow, though, because with Hermit, you really would like to have 3 people decoding. He's anyway not a super strong chasing hunter. Like, every time he wants to get a stun off, he needs 2 of those electric orbs before they actually stun you, and even then, you take a hit. 1 hit only. Up to 3 hits, so basically it becomes like 4 psychologists plus whatever abilities they have. And psychologist alone is a total nightmare, so that's a huge disadvantage with Hermit. It becomes less of a disadvantage when all of them anyway decode slower, so the longer they take to do the ciphers, the more time it gives you to get that shared damage stack going. Because the moment they pop borrow time, everyone heals up. It's almost impossible to kill anyone with shared damage at that point. Even then, even with killing with shared damage, they still have a self revive, and you don't even know where they are most of the time. Like very rarely, occasionally, you might know where they are. But
Right.
that's the whole problem with Hermit. Like you knock him down after all that sheer damage you do, after all those hits you do on your chase target, after you finally knock them down, maybe a few more sheer damage hits on the rescue and like on the kiter afterwards. That kiter, by the way, off of chair is probably going to be able to share damage again and survive for 2 hits off of chair instead of 1, which is another problem. Assuming you put a charge on them, of course. If you didn't, that's really good for you, because then you kill them in 1 shot. But that's the biggest downside with Hermit. You can do all that sheer damage. You can finally knock someone down, and if you don't pick them up in 30 seconds or less, they're picking themselves up and they're back at half health. It's going to require, again, at least 2 sheer damage hits, possibly more.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see ultimately how this is going to play out. It looks like, yeah, based off of this spawn, I think we're going to see Dancer spawns Hospital. Little Girl's probably going to spawn. I mean, you can also, I'd imagine Little Girl and Wildling spawn near Shack Ruins area, because you want to at least position Little Girl in a strong kiting area. You want the Wildling to spawn nearby. So they're going to kind of set up something where they spawn close to each other, I think. Yeah, so they're going to spawn Wildling and Little Girl near each other. It actually looks like Little Girl's going to go, I think that's Forest, right? So...
it's actually not a bad idea, because you may as well start in a less, the worst area I guess technically would be like back corner, but she's starting off in a bad area, so that the only options she has to teleport are to good areas. I suppose that's the idea there.
Yeah, I guess
possibly. Maybe
again, we'll see how this actually plays, because again, they're trying to make it so that you don't have good chase targets, right? So if he goes to Little Girl, she teleports away, then where are you going to go next? Not Wildling. You're not going to chase Wildling. So then you have to go to Dancer and Hospital, right? You go across the map to First Officer, but then you're getting rotated. And on top of that, Little Girl could potentially combine with First Officer if you want to chase the Little Girl. So we're going to see her teleport away immediately. I'd imagine she goes straight to the Officer. And did she? I think she did, right?
She actually went straight to Hospital. Teleported up to the Dancer, I believe. Ooh, messed up the dash there, because the first dash is always to the right, not to the left. The second one is to the left. Very important to know with Dancers that... Ooh, looks like he's actually breaking the music boxes right away. Very smart of this Hunter. Yep. I would have saved that music box at the bottom, at least. The second one is, I suppose, fine. The problem with these music boxes, you don't actually need them. You could straight up kite. First of all, like, this goes back to what we said earlier, knowing when to use your items, depending on your area, depending on the Hunter. Hermit is a very weak Hunter in this area, and so you really don't need abilities. But I suppose she's setting it up for her teammates. By the way, music boxes do run out. They do have a time limit if you don't pick them up, and like if no one destroys them, they do run out, just like Feast Your Tentacles. So that is probably the one thing. Like, again, putting the box on like the second floor of Hospital, no one's gonna be trying to loop that. That's too long of a wall to try to loop. Is the problem? You're just gonna drop the power right away.
Yeah. I think.
Although she is gonna use here. Problem is now it's gonna be so annoying trying to reach that music box. But it's also annoying for the Hermit to chase her in the first place. So gotta find the Little Girl here. Oh, great hit through the wall. Very good to take advantage of that. And I think he did hit that. Nice.
He's gonna get that blink there. Yeah. I would imagine Little Girl's gonna. What's gonna happen here? Little Girl's gonna try to kite, so she takes another hit.
And that's
go ahead huge. And. Oh, why fly blow there? She's still, unless she can get a page off to cancel this. She's still gonna get a hit anyways.
She just used the page actually, and it actually canceled his animation when he fell to the ground from the air.
So a bit of a wasted fly blow.
Little mistake, yeah. Yeah, that would have been a great charge if she went for the pallet. So great thinking from the Hermit. I love that kind of thinking, already thinking ahead of time. Problem is she already got so much free distance because Hermit is so darn slow. I'm gonna go after the Wildling here. Wildling should have a boar almost. He just can't get like, yeah, there we go. He just can't get canceled like mid boar. Wow, look at the Cypher progress already. So not a whole lot of damage. I don't think if we have to do the math here. Little Girl shared damage with 3 other people one time, and then shared damage with just one other person. So she would be at 0.4 plus 0.6. No, she would be 1 injured. Oh no, she shared damage across 3 people 2 times. So she's actually at 0.8 health. She will survive a basic hit. Sorry, no, she will die to a basic hit. But again, that's assuming the Little Girl doesn't have a charge on her. Otherwise, her teammates will help her out and share the damage. So that's the scary part with Hermit, is that, like, yeah, she is one shot, but you don't have your blink. And if you put a polarity on her, well, then now they can share damage. She's not one shot anymore. Let's see if we can get another snipe off. He did get the snipe off, just like with the Little Girl from earlier. Here we go. Really good there.
Does Wildling have his board back? I think he does. He should. I imagine he does, right? Yeah.
Yes,
he does
he
have
does.
it back.
He does in fact. So he could jump over the pallet. He's going to not choose to, so he immediately takes a hit on the board. And he could
Be
potentially.
careful.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's really big. Yeah.
Dodged it.
I was gonna say the fact that he dodges this is really crucial. If he gets hit there, gets knocked off the board, Hermit's able to actually get it down. He injures the officer as well. So he actually puts himself in a good position. The strategy, Psyche, while it might have seemed weird, it's kind of working. Like he's having hard time downing someone. Like they just make strong, they make difficult chase targets. We're gonna see. It looks like survivors are healing up as well. So
I wish we would have seen some other hunter besides Hermit because it's a little bit hard to tell. Because again, this hunter is takes a lot of hits to kill survivors, so it's really hard to tell anyway. The great hit though from the Hermit right there. Again, though, only half health damage. I suppose Wildling will go down. But look at the cipher progress they have. They have 5 ciphers over 50%. I guess one of them is... Yeah, this is the problem that I was talking about. Like, you're finally getting all the sheer damage. Look, Wildling will die here to 1 more sheer damage hit. Split among 3 people, 0.4 damage will kill him. If he hits either one of these 3 people. The problem... Again, almost every cipher... Wow, great page there. Completely allows the Wildling to keep moving. Awesome, that was really good. She gets the hit off here. Ooh, I feel like the Wildling avoided that. She's going to take the strategic hit for the Wildling, which I don't really agree with because the pig would have just taken the damage. I suppose the idea is so that she doesn't get knocked out. Because yes, you do still get knocked out of the Wildling if the pig is the one that takes damage. So that's the idea with the little girl there. She might get stunned here through the wall. He didn't go for it, but there we go. So now almost everyone is injured. Wildling actually didn't go down when it was split between 3 people. So I was wrong there. He survived with 0.1 health, it looks like.
Yep.
So just barely didn't go down. Wow, look at these ciphers. 90, 90, and I believe that was 85? Yes, 85 next to the chair, so not great. 2 of them next to the chair. The other one is 50. First officer, though. Gonna be really, really good here. Even if he gets stunned here. I mean, what is the Hermit gonna do? The only thing the Hermit can do here is really just... Yeah, oh, by the way, you guys see right here? Because he used the watch outside of 6 meters. Now that he used the watch within 6 meters... Oh my goodness, this actually might be after half. I might have to explain that later. But you guys saw right there that he used it outside of 6 meters. His illusion was literally in the exact same spot. This might actually kill the game right here. Getting that after half rescue. Oh my goodness.
No.
And cancels the animation. So she will die here. No one can share the damage. Could anyone have shared the damage? Dancer could have shared the damage. So that the little girl doesn't die in 1 hit. Oh my goodness, and she gives a Terror Shock hit, so... Oh, that was a huge mistake. Terror Shock still counts. Terror Shock does divide evenly. So for those wondering, Terror Shock does not double the damage, it only increases it by 1. So the Hermit went from 1.2 damage to 2.2 damage. That got split among 3 people. Dancer ended up taking... whatever 2.2 is divided by 3, which is 0.777, something like that. So she actually took almost close to the same amount of damage as a regular hit. That Terror Shock is actually game costing at this point. Now, they could still pop the Cypher, especially because Dancer's, again, still not dead. Very close, though. Gonna teleport here. But, again, he's not dead to a hit. So he'll get the charge off. Oh no, Dancer will die if he hits the first officer. He didn't. Oh my goodness. If he could just hit that first officer, that'll actually kill the Dancer and that'll prevent her from popping the Cypher. Oh wait, she's over there.
I mean, they had a really good setup. The first officer just gets that rescue before the halfway mark, and they're able to finish those Cyphers. But the problem is, yeah, as you mentioned, a little about Terror Shock that spread too much damage across the board, and that was enough for him to take advantage. I mean, look at the Cyphers. The last 2 Cyphers are literally 95 and 95, right? So they literally have progress.
Almost got him. Almost got this Hunter, but the 2 things combined. First officer should have gone sooner, judging off of his chair and off the survivor he picked. He doesn't have any great speed up abilities, so really his only options are get to the chair sooner, and he could definitely do that with the deceivingness of the watch. Is that even a word, deceivingness?
Deceiving? I don't know.
I don't think it is. And it just had to be before half, and that's gonna kill him. Now, granted, they still could have tied, but then that Terror Shock happened and split all the damage. So that was a huge problem.
Deception of the watch, isn't that?
Yes, the deception of the watch, I suppose. Now they will pop these ciphers. They will absolutely pop these ciphers. Actually, they're doing. I know it's very strange. The Wildling is actually doing. Oh, I see, because he's sharing by Forest, so they can't do the Forest. Forest is actually 90, like 97. So if he doesn't disconnect it, it will pop. I believe he already disconnected it, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
good. Okay, that was very smart. You don't wanna keep ciphers connected that are about to pop. Okay, great stun there. She will still survive here though, because they're sharing the damage.
Yeah.
They're sharing the damage. So again, was half health, not gonna do anything about it. It actually counts the same. Actually, oh, there you go. Wilding. No, that was not good though. That pop was not good. Dude, I don't know if you guys saw that, but Wilding last second changed his polarity. I don't know if you guys picked up what the Hermit tried doing there, but he tried putting a red polarity on the Dancer right before he hits her, so that way Wildling will immediately die as well, and that he won't be able to pop the Cypher when she dies, because he obviously dies. But he switched polarity, so all he had to do was wait for her to get hit, but then he popped. So that was a huge mistake. Teleport from the Hunter there, gonna try to stop this First Officer. Has faster Pala breaking. Gonna go for the swing, not gonna get it. And he's gonna take a, could have walked through the pallet there, now he's gonna die immediately. Could have at least gotten to the other pallet if he walked through, but it's fine, because this pallet is almost, like, useless anyway, let's be honest here. Like, what are the chances he survives? He would need a pallet stun. Great rescue from the Wildling, though. Ellie, I can tell you're tired.
Yeah,
Oh, you gotta go. You know what? We'll let this round finish, and then Ellie has to go, and I'll take it from here.
I want to see how this plays out. This is kind of interesting.
We gotta see this. So, yes, this First Officer will die before the tension runs out, even with that 20%. Now, it's kind of crazy to think First Officer is the game's longest chair absorber, I suppose. I guess besides Gardner, tied with Gardner if Gardner breaks the chair. Kind of crazy to think, though these are the two survivors at the highest chair time, but it's not going to be enough still. Now, granted, it is going to allow for a lot of free time, but Wildling just ended up getting found, and literally right next to the Hunter, too. Not even going to get the pig off. He did. Oh, wait, he did get the pig off. No, wait, no, he didn't. Yeah, he did. Never mind. If he did get it off, then the pig would have gotten hit. But wow, he might actually get 4 people here. If he can realize, if he can identify that he just needs to go after the gate, because he knows, well, maybe he doesn't know, but Wildling already uses self-revive, and yes, he does know. He does have a feeling that Dancer is here. Great game scissor from the Hermit. He's actually going to find her, pick her up, and he's going to get a 4-man. Honestly, should have been a win, but for the survivors, but one small mistake on the rescue led to another small mistake on the Terror Shock. Again, if you Terror Shock as Hermit, that's huge. It's basically like everyone's taking like a basic instead of like a chip hit, like a bomb hit. And, you know, it's really sad when that happens as Hermit. But when you get that Terror Shock, that's when it's not sad playing Hermit. So that was granted. Again, kind of sucks that the Terror Shock having definitely could have been avoided, but yeah.
And
this is gonna be very hard for the other team to.
Well, that means Ghost actually wins, I believe, on points at this point. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because they already had
elimination. Yeah, they already won round 1, so it's already over.
So yeah, this was Ghost with their Hunter Hermit. So 22 strikes, 4 pals destroyed. And again, I could see the faster pallet breaking. I suppose in that case he would run. Yeah, he was running trump card because of the teleport. He was running the tension. Definitely need that because yes, the tension does also split, just like Terror Shock. The tension, fun fact, also does not double damage. The tension does not double damage. Let's make that clear. So if you're running photograph with the tension, it does not multiply your 1.5 damage to 3. It only adds 1, so it becomes 2.5. So the tension does that. So it usually doesn't matter with photograph because you anyway one-shot them, every survivor, including mercenary. It does matter with Hermit, though, because that extra 0.2 damage that you think you're getting, and you might be doing math in your head, like how much health these survivors have, depending on how much damage was divided. You might be trying to do that math in your head, and you think you have 2.4 when really you have 2.2, and you might come out short. So that is important to know with these detention things. Still, though, I have a feeling he was running faster pallet breaking, trump card. He was running trump card, faster pallet breaking, and detention. So that was a very, very typical build. No insolence there. I would say it's a little bit risky not to run Insolence with Hermit because you are fully betting on your abilities getting the work in, which is kind of risky considering how good Survivor abilities are. But still, great work from the Hermit. He was able to get that 1,000 presents, and that 1,000 presents really makes Hermit a lot better. So Ghost does win. I'm not sure if we're going to see Discord Kittens continue out 3rd round just for the heck of it. They could. Ghost obviously still wins this though, so we'll get a confirmation from Ali if they want to do a round 3 just for the fun of it.
I need to go. Thank you guys for having me. It was a good match. Good to see you, Psyche. I need to go get to my stream.
No problem,
So
Millie. Thanks for taking over
um,
for me since I couldn't be
yeah,
here at the start. You have a
no
good day,
problem.
man.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
See ya, Ellie. So yes, guys, Ghost does win. If they decide to play, we'll have one more round for fun. Second half, of course, because this round is one for Ghost. A little bit close, I will say. Definitely got a little bit dicey for Ghost. Round 2 and round 3, dominant start. And then just a few mistakes. Round 2, a few mistakes. From the Survivor side, round 3 though was able to allow the Ghost to still come back in the end though. So really evens out. They did a few mistakes, and the other side also did a few mistakes as well. So even out for them, just barely. Thankfully, both sides very close games on both sides. Honestly, so very exciting to see. And it looks like we are going to stop here, guys. So we will not be seeing any more fun rounds, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's gameplay. Anyway, Discord Kittens, very talented survivors. I love what they come up with these ideas. Like, I wouldn't think of Little Girl on Hospital, but it definitely wasn't bad there, because you just go to Hospital, and it's no survivor has a great is like a great target. So I really like what they did there. And even though Little Girl got found, like, what, they had like 4 ciphers, like a cipher done, and then 4 ciphers like at least 50%. So that was really good still. So even if Little Girl gets found, as long as she doesn't get found early on, that is the one scary part. But that is the one scary part with like Little Girl on a small map. You do have a high chance of that happening. The nice part is Dancer was at hospital taking like the kind of soaking up the tinnitus. So like the hermit has literally no idea that there could be a second survivor nearby. I suppose he could try to have like use intuition and find it, but it would be very difficult. That would be a huge risk. So, honestly, great gameplay from both sides. I loved it. Very cool. And yeah, I would love to see Ghost play again. And yeah, Discord Kittens also did a great job. So thank you guys so much for having me today. Ali for having me here at the Checkmate tournament. We're gonna have another tournament tomorrow, Saturday at, I believe, let's check here, 4 p.m. Eastern is going to be the next bracket. It is going to be what are the teams? It's going to be Andromeda versus Halcyon. And then after that, I will be commentating with Miki, I believe, at 6:30 EST, GGK versus Sugar Babies. Both very cool Survivor teams. I'm very interested in seeing both play. And we'll have November 13th, that's Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna have Omega versus Activators. You guys may remember Omega. We got a lot of talented survivors there. We have FY there. We got Cloud there. And I believe we have Pit Stoppers in there. A lot of really well-known characters there. So make sure you guys check out Sunday as well. A lot of great, interesting stuff happening these next 2 days. I hope you guys did enjoy this quarterfinals, though. I will see you all later on Saturday. Take care, guys. This has been Psyche. Oh, 4 p.m. EST. 4 p.m. Yes. All right, yes. I think I said that. All right. Take care, guys. Saturday.